wore Blackwell down to the point where, of exhaustion, and I think that had a lot to do with it. But like you said, you need come out ready to go like you're playing the state championship every single week, and you will have success. That's what we were always taught. That's what you do. You go out and you play as hard as you can every time, and then success generally follows.
Well, in talking about the game last week, Blackwell puts everything they have into that game year in and year out. That's their Super Bowl game. They came out with guns a-blazing, even though they didn't really do much in terms of offense or whatever, but they were just kind of a thorn in the side of the Perry Maroons. But let's just be honest, we came out flat, we came out uninspired, we came out thinking that we were just going to show up and win a ball game, and I talked to some of the players and some of the coaches, and that's exactly how they feel. That's why that happened last week, and I think we're going to have a different ball club this week. I think you're going to see some players that have got the jitters out and are ready and focused now for the rest of the year, and they're going to have to be focused because Crescent is a good team. Should you beat them? Are you favored? Yes, but this is going to be a better test than the Blackwell.
Yes, I think so too. There's a little more skill. I know that sounds weird from a 3A down to an A, but watching the film, they got a couple of guys that stood out to me when watching the Blackwell film. They only had about maybe one or two guys that really stood out, and Crescent's got 4 or 5. So it sounds weird to say, but this is a more talented team. Like Brock said, a younger team. 6 freshmen, 5 sophomores start, only 4 seniors start. So that was a big key in the game. They're very young. This is absolutely great weather for football players. You can't wait to start in this kind of weather. It's cold. It's kind of cold. It's got a great chill. It's perfect. I can't wait. I want to get out there and strap them up tonight too.
There's no precipitation. There's been drizzle and everything throughout the day, but right now it's clear. It's partly cloudy. It's crisp and cool. Plenty of room for you to come out here and watch at Crescent for your Perry Maroons to take on the Crescent Tigers. So that's our opening remarks, and we'll come back. We'll have a preview of the breakdown of the Crescent Tigers on the other side of the break. You're listening to Perry Maroon Football on Triple Play Sports. Yeah. Okay, am I going to have to go all the way up? Is that better at all? Because I'm at the top now. Yeah, is that better though now, Mike? Okay. Live from Crescent, Oklahoma, Rocky up alongside Mike Shaw, getting you prepared for. Is that better?
Yeah, I can hear him better too.
Okay. Okay. It is what it is. Okay. All right. Thanks, sir. I bet you sound better now because it's going to sound better now because I pressed the button.
I can hear it. Who's having
See, I don't want it to go that far up though. See, it needs to stay here. If it goes past 0, then we're too hot.
Okay.
So go ahead and record now on this part. Yeah.
Recording. Just trying to partner with me.
And welcome back to Crescent, Oklahoma. Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw. And we got our levels better now. And getting my approval from my radio partner, Mike Shaw, this year. PTC North grad and football player there. And We're going to go ahead and...
Our district, too.
And, you had to put that in.
I had to.
So, and he actually had a game against Coach Landers, the Jinx product that our DBs and our wide receivers coach is from. So right now we're going to take a look at the Crescent Tigers. That's the opponent tonight for the Perry Maroons as they come in with an 0-1 record. A tough loss to the Newkirk Tigers up in Newkirk last week as they lost 23-14. They were up in that game in the fourth quarter, and Newkirk got a couple plays there to get them over the edge and get the victory. And surprisingly, Newkirk won. I did not pick Newkirk to win that ball game. I thought Crescent would go up there and handle the Tigers. But Newkirk got the win, and they're 1-0 on the year, and Crescent's 0-1. Their 2013 record last year was 7-4. They didn't make the playoffs. I think they lost in the first round of the playoffs. I don't remember who they lost to, but they did make the playoffs. Head coach is J.L. Fisher. It's his 17th year, Mike, and they've all been here, right here at Crescent.
That's loyalty.
That's loyalty and dedication, and that's consistency. You know, the community is behind him, and obviously he's doing what he can for his alma mater. He graduated from Crescent High School in 1992. He was a member of the 1990 state championship team here at Crescent. He attended Northwestern Oklahoma State College, which, if you remember, we had a former coach from Perry that is now at Woodward that was at NWOSU, and that seems to be a place where a lot of the Perry graduates go. They go to Alva or more to Tonkwell, but a lot of them go to Northwestern Oklahoma State and become a Ranger. Yep. He played wide receiver there through 1996. He's been coaching, like I said, 17 years and all at Crescent. The offense you're going to see tonight is a spread offense once again. You're going to see a lot of screen passes. You're going to see a lot of stop routes, which means you're going to throw the ball down the line of scrimmage on either side of the line. It's going to be a lot of vertical stuff and not a lot of horizontal. They don't throw the ball down the field at all. They try to get the ball into their skill players' hands and try to have them make you miss in space. And they try to get those yak yardage, which means yards after carry or yards after catch. So you're going to see a lot about that. And that's really good. That's going to play into Perry's hands because Perry's very quick defensively. They're not going to have. They may come out and spread the field more than we think because they might put the wrinkle in because they might think we're thinking the same thing. But if they do go ahead and do what they did with Newkirk last week, that's going to allow our safeties and our corners to play a little bit more honest and not have to play center field a lot like they did last week. And that's going to we're thinking the defensive line is going to have a big game. Garrett Byer, Andrew Randall is going to have a lot of pass breakups or pass block downs or whatever. So that's the kind of offense they're going to run. They're a zone read offense as well. You're going to see a little zone read from the quarterback. They'll run the ball not much, but they will run a little bit with Jareth Black. But their quarterback is Damian Bledsoe. We'll hear a little bit about their players in a little bit. Defensively, they're going to throw a lot of things at you. They're going to throw a 3-4, a 4-3, a 50. They're going to try and mix up their looks and try to keep you off balance and confused. And, Newkirk wasn't really much of a spread offense as much as Perry is. So it's going to be interesting to see how they are going to combat that tonight defensively and what they're going to show at Perry.
Yeah, Newkirk, on the film, they had a lot of power eye sets, a lot of three backs in the backfield behind the quarterback, and Perry will go, we'll throw Byer back there, but at most, we're one back set. Byer will kind of go motion building like an H-back set, like another tight end.
We saw an I formation last week too, which we didn't see at all during the scrimmages or the practices. So I wonder if we put that in just before Blackwell because I think we thought we could run the ball down Blackwell's throat. And eventually we did, but it didn't start that way. But anyways, the strengths of this team, I didn't really get any strengths from Coach Fisher, but I will say that they have some football savvy. They're led by a 17th-year head coach. So he knows what he's doing. He knows how to teach the kids. They're a young squad, but who cares? Young can still win. You don't have to have 20 seniors to win football. This is Class A and 2A football. Anything can happen, especially in the state of Oklahoma. If you're not prepared, you will get beat. So the weaknesses, on the flip side, the weaknesses, he told me they're young. They start 6 freshmen. So that's going to, and they have 6 sophomores as well that are starting. So 12 of your 22 starters are freshmen and sophomores. But having said that, it might take them a year or so to get going. But once they do, they will have that seniority in a couple of years, and they're going to be pretty good, I think.
Check us with a lot of our young guys.
And I asked him, what does he know about Perry? He says that we have a very fast tailback. I think everybody in the state is going to know that when they play us. I think I'm probably going to get that same answer with all the eight more coaches that I'm going to have to ask these questions to or so. He said they're transitioning. He says that Perry's transitioning to a new system over the last couple of years, which is true. We were a double wing when Coach Hickson was here. We have been a spread. We were kind of not really a spread totally last year, but we were starting to transition into that form of a team spread run option team with Dawson Padilla at the helm, and that's where we are transitioning, and hopefully we'll see Dawson on a little bit more because last week he didn't have a game that he would like to remember. So anyways, and then I said, can you give me a little summary of the game with Newkirk? I asked Coach Fisher this. He said they lost in the last 59 seconds of the game. They had the lead in the fourth quarter, just wore down, and players played hard. So think about that, Perry Maroon fans, just wore down. You have two guys on the defensive line for Perry, and your offensive line is big for a 2A squad. Just wore down. That is the theme of the night. Perry's going to wear this defensive line and offensive line down by the fourth quarter. That's exactly what's going to happen this week, and that's what you do. That's what happens when you go up another class to play a decent football team if you're not Hennessy.
Right.
But he said his players played hard. They gave great effort. They just lost by 9 in the last seconds, and they're 0-1. So players to watch now. I'm going to turn it over to my partner, Mike Shaw. He's going to tell you a little bit about some of the players from Crescent that we're going to call tonight.
Thank you, Mark. Looking over the film a little bit, like you said, they're on a lot of full ride sets, basically a spread offense, but a little bit about Daniel Bledsoe, the 5'10", 140 pounds, senior quarterback. He'll be a bulldozer. He's on the short side, but he gets rid of the ball quickly, sets his feet on throws, and he's the improviser, what I call. He can get out of the pocket. If he sees it's not open out here, he'll scramble, and he'll get the first down. He did that numerous times the other night. I also got number 7, Nash Walker. He's good in space when he catches it. As we had the team last week, they dropped a few too many passes. They saw about 8 or 9 drops. They correct that. He knows they might win that Newkirk game. Number 25 is an interesting character for me. Shea Wilborn. From the film, I'm not going to disparage Mr. Black. I just thought Shea Wilborn jumped off the page, off the video. I think he should be starting. He's fairly quick and break some tackles. Good run blocker. He actually pancaked the defensive line during the game. And I think he's dangerous when he's out in the open field. And we also got a couple of beefy linemen, Chance Wars and Dakota Haven. And Dakota is a bowling ball. 5'9", 225. Pretty strong. Got a nice bulldog mentality. Also got gravity. Kind of hard to block at times, but I think if our guys can hit that low center, push him back, they can handle him. They got a defensive end and Logan Monroe. He's quick off the line of scrimmage.
Big boy.
6'2", I think, 180, 190. He's a scrapper. He's feisty. I saw him getting after it with some players. After the little extracurriculars, they call it, after the play, so I need to watch that. Another freshman, they call him Buzz Inman.
Yes, sir.
He's a real strong player. Gets really good push, and he's a good athlete, so I'm playing the running back and tight end. Another linebacker, wide receiver, I saw that a lot tonight. Eric Jones comes up and hits you. Number 9, Bo Jenkins, he's a sophomore. He's tough, very gritty, great tackle in space, and runs the ball with good motor. So that's a little bit about the players. My evaluation overall is they're small, yes, tough kids that tackle pretty well in space. Linebackers read well, and they handle their gap assignments fairly well. Like we mentioned, they're young, like 6 freshmen, 5 to 6 sophomores, play a lot of snaps, only 4 seniors. So for the future, Crescent's looking pretty nice, and got a little depth, which is common for the A school and 2A schools. Just don't have a lot of numbers, but they're very hard-working kids, and like Coach said, I agree with the sentiments. They did just kind of wore down. But that's a little bit on the Crescent, the Tigers.
And that's a look at behind enemy lines on the opponent tonight, the Crescent Tigers, as we're here at Crescent, Oklahoma, at Crescent Field. I don't know the name of the field, so we'll just call it Crescent Field. You see a name?
No.
But
sponsored by F&M Bank.
In a big old nice press box, a lot better than they had before. They've got a nice little complex over there for the dressing rooms and everything now. So
and
a nice little complex here that we got going on here for Crescent. But that's a look at the Crescent Tigers. We're going to come back. We're going to have the coach's pregame interview after this. You listen to Perry Marine Football on Triple Play Sports.
What was that? Good. Is that good?
It was great.
Is it too much information? Like I was a Crescent Tiger.
No, it was great.
I just thought.
Yeah, what's up? Okay. I've got the bass on, and I've got both buttons pushed.
Well, it's just my natural tones.
It might be his natural. Yeah, he's got a more bass tone as well. But on the main big board, I'm trying not to go over 0 too, so I'm not too hot. So, but that's I can talk like this. But that's not my voice. So, the mic is just more bassy. So I'll put it as close to my mouth as I can, and hopefully, I mean, everybody said it sounded fine last week too. So even though it's not sounding great, yeah, right. You might bring up the app and see how we sound there, and you can let me know if it's clear. You did? Okay. All right, man.
So we're going to Patterson now.
Who?
Patterson. I'll be out there again.
Not surprised.
Well, I was something about it this car.
Okay, get ready for the
Welcome back to the Perry Marine pregame football show, brought to you by First Bank and Trust Company. With me now is the head coach of your Perry Maroons, Cameron Bennett. And Coach, let's talk about the Blackwell game. It was a very ugly game. It started out ugly with the hour lightning delay. The storm passed us, and we came back out and played. And when you went back and looked at the film with the team, what were the points of emphasis that you made from that game?
Just to try to get better. We made some, really some simple mistakes that it could have been, a lot worse, but give Blackwell credit as well because they came out like they always do the last 2 years I've been here and hard and hit you in the mouth. And obviously it's a rival, so it's always, the expectations are high for both sides. And no matter, you throw all the records out when it's a rival game and you get after it.
Last Friday was Dawson Padilla's first real game as the starting quarterback, and this being his team as a sophomore. Let's talk about what he seemed to be a little nervous, and he had the jitters with his passes and everything, just uncharacteristic of him. What did you tell him coming into this week's ball game?
The first two scrimmages he looked pretty good. Curse Parkins, he was up and down, but O'Keefe looked unbelievable. He's like, Coach, is nervous first game. You got to treat it every day the same. To me, it's a regular game. You got to treat it like practice. You're there no nerves, just to calm down. But I think he'll be okay tonight.
Well, let's talk about the defense from last week. One of the bright points that was in that game, and we've seen that, developing through the scrimmages and the practices leading up to the season. Blackwell couldn't keep our line block to save their lives at all. What adjustments do we make this week for another passing offense in the Crescent Tigers?
Well, we just keep doing what we're doing. Since I've been here, I'm a firm believer. If you can't stop anybody, you're not going to win. And we spend a lot of time on defense. We tried. That's one of our biggest emphasis is defense, special teams, and then offense. Obviously, it's kind of sad because I'm an offensive guy, but it is. I'd rather win a game 7-0 with a shutout than 49-48 or something. I want to play good defense, and we continuously just need to keep getting better, and that's what we did this week.
Let's talk about the time change this week. This is a different time. It's 7 o'clock for the ball game this Friday. What is the LSSA trying to do with one of those games up to 7 o'clock, especially in Class A, and just clarify all the home games for the Perry Maroons going forward?
Right. I think the A schools kind of agreed to do it at 7.
It's all good.
I know there's some bigger schools that go at 7, some games 7:30. Some. It's really their preference of the team. Obviously, all our home games will be at 7:30.
Sacks.
I don't know if any of the we'll be home against Stroud and Cashin, so they'll be at 7:30. But I do know our Alva game is at 7. We'll be in Alva at 7. But yeah. So, but it's a Class A because when we scrimmage O'Keene, they were talking about going at 7. All their games are going at 7 too. So. It's just really the preference of that team.
Now let's focus to Crescent tonight as we come to Crescent, second straight game away from home to start the season. Another passing offense. Let's talk about what we know about them offensively and what they're going to show defensively. They're going to give us a couple of looks at the defense. Let's talk about all that.
Well, offensive-wise, this they're a great young team. I mean, he's got 24 kids that mostly sophomore, freshman. They're a good team. People are like, oh, they're young. Well, who cares? They're going to come out and hit you in the mouth and play with their hearts because that's what they did against Newkirk, and they almost beat Newkirk.
Should have.
They really should have. But offensive-wise, they're going to try and dink and dunk, do a little screens, some tunnels, some jailbreak stuff, however you want to call those outside, and just try to get the ball in the hands of their skill guys. Defense-wise, they showed a 50, they showed a 3-4 or 4-3. They showed various different things. So it's going to be interesting. And, we just got to get ready for all that, and that's what we did.
Let's talk about the keys to tonight's game to get the victory number 2 in the year. Give me 3 keys to tonight to get the victory.
I think it's our ball line, obviously. Our line struggled a little bit last week, and hopefully we get a little better this week. In practice, we made a couple minor adjustments to that process, but that's really what it is. It starts with those big guys.
Well, now we're on our Saturday picks, and I have to say we were both 3-0 last week. Cowboys beat Missouri State, and clobbered TU, and McNeese State. Wow, your Huskers almost lost one to Lincoln, and their first one in forever.
I didn't know much about them. Jeez.
So let's move on to this week. We've got LSU hosting UTSA. I'm going to take the Cowboys. What about you?
That's scary. UTSA, man. Coach Cochran, man, he's a good football coach. But
quarterback, too.
Yeah, I know. But I think LSU will win.
Okay, Tennessee at OU. My heart says the other team, but it's telling me OU.
Yeah, definitely OU.
Tulsa at Florida Atlantic. This is an interesting ball game here. I want to take FAU.
I like to flip a quarter and see who wins this one. I'll go with Tulsa. I'm going to be a homer. I'll go with Tulsa.
Okay, then as you're going to be another homer here, your Huskers, they got tough this week. They go to Fresno State, take on the Bulldogs, and Fresno State doesn't lose money at home.
Yeah, I wouldn't go with Cornhuskers. Fresno State, but hey,
I'm gonna take the Bulldogs.
There we go. So man, so a little bit undefeated. No one's gonna be undefeated this week, so it don't matter.
All right, Coach, as always, thanks for the time, and good luck tonight. Get that second victory.
Thanks, appreciate it.
That's Coach Carroll doing Coach. Stay around as we're on the other side of the ball. European Rooms visiting the Crescent Tigers. You're listening to Perry Moon Football on Triple Play Sports.
I got back in time.
Yeah. What's up? Yes. Oh, sorry. Okay. All right. I'm gonna turn you down a little bit since you were coming down. You were coming through pretty good.
Am I too loud in your ear?
That way we can balance because you have more bass in your voice. So I'm trying to balance it a little bit.
Gotcha. I can talk like this.
No, don't talk like that.
Okay. I don't know why I went with the accent on that.
Yeah, what was that?
Guess my high voice is my accent voice. I don't know.
Oh my God!
Very
District Roundup
weird.
is next.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna have to go quick too, because we got 14 minutes.
Well, you have to prompt me because I don't know much about the district anyway.
Okay.
So, just kind of nod my head.
I'll go through it real quick, and then we'll get starting lineups on the other side of the break.
Gotcha.
This is gonna be perfect, though. Actually, we're right on time. I gotta let this play a little bit.
Huh?
I gotta let this play a little bit.
Oh yeah, definitely. Hey, Gus.
Man, I wish I could let that go a little bit more. I love that song, and we get to the Thunders part, but we got to get moving here. We got 13 minutes to go before we get kickoff going, and we're going to do the district corner, the district roundup, and the area school roundup, as we're going to talk about some of the area schools. Let me turn myself up a little bit here.
Perfect.
Upcoming here for district, matchup week number 2. We're going to talk about Alva Goldbugs. They're going to the Oklahoma Bible Trojans tonight. Alva is 0-1. The Oklahoma Bible 1-0. Alva took it on the chin last week to Thomas Fay Custer at Alva, 33-6. The Kingfisher Yellow Jackets 1-0 are going to right up the road here, right behind us, to Hennessy, take on the Hennessy Eagles. Hennessy is 1-0 as well.
Good one.
It's going to be a good matchup, but I think Kingfisher's probably going to come out top, because Kingfisher, it's a factory right now they got going in Kingfisher. Hennessy beat Elgin last week, 30-7 at Elgin. The Morrison Wildcats will be at the Tonkawa Buccaneers. Morrison 1-0, Tonkawa 0-1. Tonkawa lost last week, took it on the chin at home to Luther, 34-12, and Morrison defeated Pawnee 20-14 in Morrison. The Blackwell Maroons, the very opponent from last week. The 0-1 Blackwell Maroons will go to the 1-0 Newkirk Tigers this week. That's why we had Newkirk Tiger football players in Blackwell last week, scouting the Blackwell Maroons. And Newkirk, of course, beat the opponent tonight for the Maroons, Crescent Tigers, 23-14 last week in Newkirk. The Hominy Bucks, 1-0 Hominy Bucks, will take on the 0-1 Pawnee Black Bears. They're going to travel to Pawnee to take on the Pawnee Black Bears. Pawnee lost to Morrison. The 0-1 Fairview Yellow Jackets will go to the 1-0 Chisholm Longhorns. Chisholm got a victory last week at O'Keene, and no surprise, we thought this would happen. They won 36-0 over the Whippets of O'Keene last week. And then, of course, your Perry Maroons 1-0 taking on the 0-1 Crescent Tigers. Perry with the victory last week, 22-6 at Blackwell. Other area teams of interest since 6A2, the 1-0 Stillwater Pioneers for the first time in a while take on the 1-0 Mustang Broncos. They're going to be traveling to Mustang. Last week, Stillwater got the victory at home, 40-27 over Deer Creek. In 5A, the Guthrie Blue Jays 1-0 will take on the 0-1 Ponca City Wildcats, and this is going to be a bloodbath because Ponca City is so bad. No offense to Ponca City fans that might be listening in, but yes, Ponca City is going to take this one to the chin to the Guthrie Blue Jays. Guthrie blanked the Duncan Demons in Guthrie last week, 46-0. In Class 3A, the McLeod Ruskins 1-0 take on the 1-0 Perkins Tryon Demons, and Perkins got a very good win on the road to the Sequoia Claremore squad, 31-28. Very good game, and Sequoia Claremore consistently has been a pretty good football program. And Perkins went up there and got a field goal better on them, and they won 31-28. It did. Actually, no, there's Sequoia Claremore and there's Sequoia Tahlequah. Yeah. I don't know any of. I just know because we played Sequoia Tahlequah all the time. So, Class A, the 1-0 Morrison Wildcats go to the Tonkawa Buccaneers. Morrison won, like I said, 20-14 at home last week. In Class B, 0-1 coming to Douglas will go to Medford to take on the 0-1 Medford Cardinals, and Covington took it on the chin last week at Garber to the Wolverines, 66-26. And then the 1-0 Garber Wolverines will take on the 0-0 Oaks Mission Warriors. That's a private school. They did have a game last week, and there was no score that was on maxpreps.com. So they're either 0-1 or 1-0, but Garber will take on the Oaks Mission Warriors. And all this information is on maxpreps.com, including all the stats from the year for your Perry Maroons. So go ahead and check that out. So we're going to go ahead and take a next time out. We'll come back with the starting lineups and the keys to tonight's game and then the opening kickoff. You're listening to Perry Maroon Football on Triple Play Sports.
All right, Tiger fan.
I noticed Crescent has a number 50, but he's not listed on the thing, so when he's called, I don't know what we're going to do. The number 50 on the video, the film, was not listed. That's my eyes were saying that it was 60.
We'd like to welcome everybody tonight.
Oh, it's probably 60. Mackay Buford.
I thought so. It looked like 50.
On the scoreboard, the Perry Maroons and your Crescent Tigers.
Okay, we're going to do starting lineups and then keys to the night's game, and we'll be perfect.
Okay.
They haven't done the national anthem yet, though.
No.
Tonight's officials,
Wonder why, because they usually do it before the teams come out.
Mr. Jim Rose,
Yeah, with the band.
Mr. Don Tyler, Mr. Steve Bowers, Mr. Brady Brooks, and Mr. Ricky Hammer. Gentlemen, thank you for doing high school football
here we go.
for us.
You going first or am I?
And welcome back to Crescent, Oklahoma. Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw, and we're going to go ahead and get tonight's starting lineups brought to you by First Bank and Trust Company in Perry, where they're community-minded just like you. And I'm going to go ahead and start off with the Perry offense and defense as they're the away teams, and then my partner Mike Shaw is going to take care of the Crescent lineup. So starting for the Perry Maroons on the offense, it's going to be number 2 tonight, the quarterback, Dawson Padilla. He has lost his jersey, or it got ruined, or something happened between last week and this week, but he will be number 2, Johnny Manziel.
Yeah.
Dawson Padilla.
Dawson football.
6 foot, 155 sophomore. He'll be the quarterback. The tailback will be 5'9", 160-pound sophomore Colby Mendenhall, number 7. Number 42, the fullback, 6'3", 230, senior Garrett Byer. The Z receiver, number 1, the 5'11", 185 senior Braden Sweet. The X receiver, number 20, 5'11", 180 senior Joe Rapp. Your tight end will be 6 foot, 190, number 5 sophomore Austin Reyes. Left tackle, number 71, 6 foot, 210 senior Matt Jones. And we're going to go ahead and take a break. We're going to have the national anthem. We're not going to go to break, Kevin. We're going to keep it right here for you to enjoy the national anthem. Then we'll come back to the starting lineups. And that was our national anthem by the Crescent High School Marching Band. And we're going to get quickly back to the starting lineups, and we're going to go for the offensive line for your Perry Maroons. Number 71, the 6 foot, 210-pound senior Matt Jones. The left guard, number 52, 6 foot, 190-pound senior Dylan Buck. At the center position, number 70, 5'11", 240-pound sophomore Parker Goschak. The right guard, number 73, 5'11", 225 senior Barrett Swant. And the right tackle, number 56, 6'3", 215 senior Andrew Randall. On the defense, the defensive tackles will be Garrett Byer and Andrew Randall. The nose guard will be Parker Goschak. The outside linebacker is going to be the number 25, 6'2", 190-pound junior Luke Vollmer. He's starting in place of Devin Blansett. And Devin Blansett has been suspended 2 games for out of the Blackwell game on that play where he was pushed down by a Blackwell Maroon, and they called the personal foul on him. They also tossed him at that time, which is completely ludicrous because it was not his fault. So he's out for 2 games. Good thing is it's not for district. So he'll be back in a couple weeks. The inside linebacker will be Dylan Buck and Brian Hatfield. The other outside linebackers are Austin Reyes. The quarterbacks will be Colby Mendenhall and Drake Dell, number 15, 5'8", 135 sophomore, and the free safety, Joe Rupp, the strong safety, Braden Sweet. And that's your starting lineups for Perry. We're going to turn it over to Mike Shaw for the starting lineup for Crescent.
Thank you, Buck. At quarterback, we've got the 5'10", number 1, 5'10", 140 senior, Damian Bledsoe. Running back, number 5, 5'7", 150 sophomore, Joel Black. At one wide receiver spot, number 10, 5'10", 185 senior, Eric Jones. Another wide receiver, number 4, 5'5", 122 junior, Riley Wallace. Number 7, 5'8", 155-pound sophomore, Nash Walker. Last receiver, number 6, 6'10", 180 junior, Logan Maroon. Offensive line, left tackle, number 63, 5'9", 220 junior, Dakota Haven. Left guard is 5'10", 210-pound sophomore, J.D. Fisher. The center, a freshman, 6'3", 210-pound, Cade Harper. The guard, 54, 5'11", 170-pound freshman, Matt Portwood. Right tackle, 5'9", 225-pound senior, Chance Morris. On the defense, defensive end, Logan again, who's junior. David Enright for D tackles, 5'10", 200-pound freshman. Dakota Haven is one of the other defensive tackles, and Portwood is the other D end. The linebackers, Eric Jones, again, senior. Number 23, 5'6", 140-pound freshman, Bailey Babb is the Willie linebacker. The Sam is 6'1", 165-pound sophomore, Bo Jenkins. And in the secondary, number 11, 6'1", 150-pound senior, Solomon House. Damian Bledsoe is the other corner. And at the safeties, 6 foot, 135-pound freshman, Josiah Lovett. And Nash Walker, 5'8", 155-pound sophomore, number 7. And back to you, Brock.
And thank you very much, Mike, as we've got the starting lineups intact for the Crescent Tigers. I'm trying to fiddle with something here. So give us some fun facts about the Crescent Tigers, Mike, while I fiddle with something here.
Crescent, birthplace of Geese Osby, the great Harlem Globetrotter, and believe in the Naismith Hall of Fame, if I'm not mistaken. So that's
very nice.
That's my on-the-road fun fact.
So let's go ahead and do the keys to tonight's ball game, brought to you by First Bank & Trust, as they are our pre-game sponsor, and they will be for the entire season for football, basketball, and wrestling. And Mike, give me a key to tonight's victory for the Perry Maroons to get victory number 2.
Come out firing. That's my key. Come out like you're playing in the state championship game. Hit all your blocks. Make all your tackles. I know it sounds contrite, but that's really how you win football games.
Well, I've got another key. Limit your penalties. Perry had over 170 yards in penalties last week, and it really hurt them as the game went on. I mean, it really didn't decide anything with the game, but you want to get cleaner as the season goes on, and last week was not a clean ball game by any means for Perry.
No, and that's true.
And then another key is just you need to hold your blocks a lot better if you're the offensive line of Perry. Last week on a couple runs, yes, it was fine, but on a couple runs, it was a little bit less to be desired. So I'd like to see that happen. I'm going to put that there for you to do little ticks. Oh, you have it? Okay.
Oh, no, I don't.
You don't have it? Okay, here. Yeah. We've got lots of papers, but we have a nice big press box tonight, so we really thank Crescent Tigers tonight for their hospitality as we're getting underway. As the Crescent Tigers have come out, your Perry Maroons have come out, and we're getting ready to get this one kicked off. And got a nice crowd. Got the band over there for Perry. Very tightly tucked in that little corner of the bleachers. They don't have many bleachers here for the visitors, but the good part is you can park your car right up next to the fence. If you got a truck, just put your tailgate right next to the fence. Get on your tailgate and watch this game and have a lot of fun. And you can also bring your chairs, your lawn chairs, all that stuff. Decent crowd here for Crescent. Cold, chilly night here tonight in Crescent, Oklahoma. Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw as we move into the game broadcast. Glad to have you along for tonight's ball game between your Perry Maroons and the Crescent Tigers. Perry comes in with a record of 1-0. Crescent comes in with a record of 0-1. Took the loss to Newkirk. Looks like Perry won the toss. They deferred. They're going to kick, and Crescent will receive the ball to start the ball game. back deep for Crescent, we have number 33. That is Dylan Emery. In the middle, it looks like that's Damian Preston in the middle. And then over on the far side is number 22. That's Danny Portwood over there. Actually, it's number 7 in the middle. That's Nash Walker. So Walker, Portwood, and Emery back deep to field this kickoff from Garrett Byer. As the referee puts it into motion, there's the kick, and it's a short kick, and it's going to be taken by Nash Walker, and he lets it go behind him. He grabs it about the 12-yard line, gets across the 15, going to be ushered out of bounds right at the 20. We got a flag, and it's going to be a block in the back, and Crescent is going to be right on their own doorstep as they start the ball game. And Perry it was just a pretty obvious call, as it was a huge block in the back. It looked like it was on Joe Rupp, and he was on his keister clapping, and it's going to be on Crescent to start the ball game.
Yes, ma'am.
It'll be a half the distance to the goal. Yeah, it is a block in the back.
Got sound this week.
Half the distance to the goal, as the referee just made that call. And we're going to call it, he picked up the ball at the 12. Let's see, they're going to mark it at about the 7-yard line. So we'll call it a 5-yard penalty. And it'll set up Crescent 1st and 10 from their own 7-yard line as they come out in their spread offense with Damian Preston in the shotgun. 5 receiver set. Takes a snap back to pass. Throws it down the line of scrimmage. It's caught for a small gain up to maybe.
Pass is complete. Brings up 2nd down.
Actually, maybe to the 7. There was no gain. Pass completed to Riley Wallace. And he stopped with no gain. So 2nd and 10. Back to pass. Damian Preston or Bledsoe under pressure, and he gets away from the initial line of scrimmage attack, and then he's going to be tackled by a host of Perry Maroons, and he might have got 1 yard. They may have given him to the 9, so he might have got 2. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 8 for the Crescent Tigers, as just dancing around back there, Mike, and had nowhere to go. Good pursuit by the Perry defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Squeezing down the pocket, getting them out of there in a hurry.
Now Bledsoe is going to be in the shotgun formation looking for the call to the sideline. 1 back set behind him. 4 receiver set, 2 to the near, 2 to the far. Bledsoe takes a snap, rolling to his right, looking to pass. He does pass long down the intercepted by Joe Rupp at the 30-yard line, and he was just playing center field. The pass was intended to number 10, Eric Jones, and what a play by Joe Rupp as he gets the interception at the 30-yard line, gets it up to the 29 for a gain of 1 yard. Perry 1st and 10 from the Crescent 29. Wow.
1st and 10.
Just a great play playing center field by Rupp there. Made the great catch on the ball. Excellent play.
So Perry will come out for their first opening series. Dawson Padilla in the pistol formation. Mendenhall behind him, gets a snap, hands it off to Mendenhall around the left side. He's hit. The ball comes loose, and it's on the ground, and Crescent has recovered the fumble. And Crescent will have the ball right like that once again as Perry turns it right back over. And ball security should have been one of our #1 keys to tonight's contest, and 2 turnovers within the span of 5 seconds there, really.
Absolutely, Brock. Really bad, inauspicious starts for both teams.
So first turnover for Perry. Crescent gave the ball to Perry. Perry gave it right back, and Crescent has it 1st and 10 from their own 27-yard line. Bledsoe gets a snap, hands it off to Jareth Black, gets across the 30. He's still driving, gets maybe to the 31, 32 we'll call it. And that's going to be a pickup of 4 yards up from the 28 to the 32. So it'll bring up 2nd and 6 for Crescent. Jareth Black, a little guy, very little.
5'7",
He makes Bledsoe look very, very tall. As Bledsoe getting the call from the sideline. 4 receiver set, 1 back set. That's Jareth Black right next door, flanking Bledsoe. Now he's going to come on the other side. Bledsoe, and we got a false start right here on number 22, Emery for Crescent, and that's going to push him back 5 yards. So it'll be a 2nd and 11 for the Crescent Tigers upcoming.
Well, boy, just really,
sloppy
like
right
I
now
said,
so far.
inauspicious. 2 penalties for Crescent, 2 turnovers, 1 apiece by the team. The guys need to get going here.
And that's a penalty. Emery was like, oh, man. Snap the ball. So it's 2nd and 11 for the Tigers. It says 2nd and 10, but it is 2nd and 11. We'll go by what I see, not the scoreboard. Bledsoe in the shotgun formation, 1-back set, 4 receiver set, gets this. And it's tipped and almost intercepted on the stop route by Braden Sweet. He blew that pass up. The ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage, and we said that was going to be one of our keys. I think Andrew Randall might have got a pull on it, or Austin Reyes, and then he almost tipped it right to his partner in crime, Braden Sweet, and Braden Sweet had nothing but real estate in front of him, but it's going to bring up a 3rd and 11 for Crescent. Bledsoe brings the troops to the line of scrimmage. 1-back set, 4 receiver set, to the near, to the far. Gets the snap under pressure, and he's going to be sacked, but there's going to be a face mask personal foul. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Crescent. As Perry got in there and got a hold of Bledsoe's face mask, and that's going to be the first down for Crescent.
Yeah, Luke Ballmer. A little too excited, kind of.
Yeah. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. That's going to be a 1st and 10 for Crescent. Automatic first down, and that's a no-no as you had him backed up 3rd and long. Or is it going to be an automatic? It's not going to be an automatic. It's from the spot of the foul, so it's going to be a 3rd and 4, we'll call it. Wow.
We had a question about that last week.
I guess they changed the rule. Because when we play partner, that's an automatic first down.
Every time.
In college and in the pros. So 3rd and 4 for Crescent upcoming from their own 35-yard line. Have to get to the 39 for the first. Bledsoe gets it under center now. Gives it to Jared Black around the right side. He's going nowhere. That speed of the Perry defense did not allow him to get the corner, and he lost 2 yards, Mike.
Yeah, great play by Ballmer, stretching the play out, running down the line of scrimmage, and tackling the running back before he could cut upfield.
And that's what we said. You know, they're going to try and go more horizontal, and they're going to go 4th down. But this
deep
is
in their territory.
Well, he's going to pooch kick. He did it several times with Newkirk. And Damian Bledsoe is also their punter. And in this formation, and yes, they are going into their pooch kick formation. And he gets the snap, and there's the pooch kick. Good pooch kick. He's going to hit about the 35, rolls across the 30. He's going to be down there at the Perry 30-yard line, and Perry's going to take it 1st and 10. We'll take a timeout. You're listening to Perry Maroon Football on Triple Play Sports.
Yeah, there's so much to write. This is hard.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can buy seat back chairs at Crescent Public Schools. Please see pricing. $100 for the seat and $25.
I'm not worried about you keeping punts for them.
See Mrs. Stopper or call the school. We can get you tickets.
Gotcha.
And welcome back to Crescent, Oklahoma. Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw. Dawson Padilla got a pass off to Braden Sweet. He got it on the stop route to the right side of the line of scrimmage. Got 2 yards, so it brings up 2nd and 8 for Perry. As even that pass right there looks a little bit more crisper and like we've seen Dawson.
Yeah, he got that out
preseason.
Really quick.
Under center, takes a snap, is going to give it to Colby Mendenhall right up the gut, and he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and might have given him 1 yard. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 7 for the Perry Maroons.
3rd down and 6.
That offensive line, that's, you know, we're going to have to see. We got to start seeing Perry blow off this really undersized Crescent line of defensive line. So 3rd and 7 for Perry. Actually, it says 3rd and 6. Long 6. Dawson Padilla back to pass, throws it, and it's high and off the hands of Austin Reyes at the 43-yard line. It falls incomplete, and it's going to be 4th down for Perry.
That was a good idea. You had Reyes going on kind of a seam down the middle there from tight end position. Just a little too high, a little out of his reach.
He was open.
He was open. He would have had an automatic. He would have had an obvious first down.
Perry forced to punt. Garrett Byer back in punt formation as it stands at the own 20-yard line. Back to receive the punt deep is, I believe, that's going to be Damian Bledsoe for Crescent. And we've got a timeout by the official. Let's see what we got here. Some confusion, it looks like.
I get it. 15 seconds back on the clock.
And they wanting the clock operator to put 15 more seconds back on the clock here. So we'll get that squared away. Garrett Byers going to have his first punt upcoming. There's a snap, good snap. Gets the punt off, good high punt. And it's going to be taken by Bledsoe at the 20. So from the 20, that's a 30. That's a 60-yard kick.
No. Well, technically from the line of scrimmage, it's about a 46-yarder. But with him back in, yeah.
It is going to be a 46-yard kick. So 46-yard punt for Garrett Byer, taken by the Crescent Tigers at their own 20-yard line. So they'll start their third series from their own 20-yard line. 1st and 10, Crescent. Bledsoe will be in the shotgun formation, flanked by Black. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Takes the snap. He's going to throw the go right. No, he lost the ball on the ground, and it's going to be incomplete as he lost the ball on the ground. And falling on it for the Maroons was Andrew Randall, and they said that was an incomplete pass. And that's an objective call. Another, any other, that could go either way, but he got the call right. That was an incomplete pass. He threw it into the ground.
Of course, no replay at the high school level. So
2nd and 10 for Crescent upcoming. Same formation, 3 receivers to the near far side, 1 to the near, 1 back set. Bledsoe gets the snap, hands it off to Jareth Black, gets around the right side, cuts it up the middle of the field, stumbles across to the 22-yard line. We'll give him 2, so it'll be a 3rd and 8 upcoming for Crescent. Number 23 comes into the ball game for Crescent. That is Bailey Babb.
Another freshman.
Another freshman. 2 receiver set, 2 to the near, 2 to the far. 4 receiver set, 1 back set. Bledsoe gets a snap. Under pressure, heavy pressure, and he's going to be sacked back at the 14-yard line by a host of Perry Maroons. That's Luke Ballmer, Dylan Buck, and who else was in there? That was Andrew Randall, I believe. And he had nowhere to go, partner. Sacked from the 14, back from the 22 to 14. That is an 8-yard loss, and it brings up a long 4th down and 15 for Crescent.
Absolutely. Ballmer showing that speed off the edge, getting in that backfield in a hurry.
Preston, Damien, I don't know why I call him Preston. Preston's no longer here playing quarterback for Crescent. But Bledsoe gets his kick off, and he gets it to the 44-yard line of Crescent, so Perry will take over. 1st and 10 from the Crescent 44.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, you can listen to tonight's broadcast on AM 1020 by Campbell Communications.
There you go.
You can also listen by downloading.
We're getting some pub on the radio here, so if we have any Crescent fans listening to us, happy to have you along on the broadcast. Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw, bringing you all the live commentary. As Perry takes their 3rd possession, Dawson Padilla under center, 2 receiver set, 1 to the near, 1 to the far. I formation gives it to Colby Mendenhall across the left side. Tried to bounce it off and then cut it back up to the near, to the middle of the field, and gets up to. We'll give him the 42-yard line, so we'll pick up a 2. 2nd and 8 upcoming for Perry, and it looks like they have really concentrated on Colby Mendenhall this week.
Yeah, definitely. They probably saw the film, and said that's our key right there. Stop Colby. And that's a good key because he's the key to our team.
Dawson Padilla comes in, pistol formation, Mendenhall behind him, 2 receiver set, 1 to the near, 1 to the far. Takes a short pass, gets it to Austin Reyes across the 40, stumbles down, and gets to the 38-yard line. So pick up 4 more yards. That'll bring up a 3rd and 4 upcoming for Perry, a long 4. But there again, we're seeing the passes crisp now from Dawson Padilla. If he can get that part of his game going, they never saw anything in film that he got going last week, and if he can get that going, Crescent's in trouble.
Yep, that was a solid throw, set his feet, right on money.
Padilla under center. I formation, Colby Mendenhall took 1 snap, and 1 step. We'll see if they called it on the defense, see if he was drawn. I don't know if he was or not, but it is going to be offside Crescent. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty, 1st down for Perry, their 1st of the game. And Coach Bennett, I was watching for his reaction. I thought he was going to be mad about Colby, but he kind of clapped for Colby because I guess Colby saw somebody flinch, and that's what you do. You take a step. So
good awareness.
1st and 10 for Perry, now at the 34-yard line. A pass intended by Drake Dell. He's lit up by Damian Bledsoe. Good sportsmanship, though, to help him up there as he made a huge hit on Drake Dell. It was there, but I think he heard Bledsoe's footsteps behind him. But got to say, that was a good sportsmanship by Bledsoe.
That was. I always like to see that. It was a pretty good throw by Dawson, kind of maybe a little off. Hit Drake in the hands. I'd like to see him catch that.
Are you keeping incompletions too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dawson Padilla comes under center again, I formation, 2 receiver set, 1 to the near, 1 to the far. Give to Colby Mendenhall around the right side. He's going to be hit, and he's going to be dragging tacklers across the 30 to the 28-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of 5 yards, bring up a 3rd and 5 for Perry.
Josiah, love it.
We'll call it a 3rd and 6, actually. He gave him 4, so 3rd and 6 upcoming for the Perry Maroons. 0 of 1 on 3rd down conversion so far are the Maroons. This is their 3rd drive of the ball game. They've lived in Crescent territory, but they've given a gift back and haven't really done much yet. Dawson Padilla in the pistol formation, 2 receiver set, 1 to the near, 1 to the far. Back to pass, Dawson. Slant route by Braden Sweet across the middle of the field, and it's incomplete off of Sweet's hands, and they're probably going to go for it. This is 4 down territory.
It's another throw that the boys got to make. Yeah. I mean, House was right on Sweet, but he's got to make that catch. Braden's better than that. He knows.
Yeah, he knows he's got to catch that. He would tell you himself if he was up here, he's got to catch that ball. So now 4th and 6 for Perry. Pistol formation. Dawson Padilla back to pass. Going for the fade route for Drake Dale to the corner of the end zone.
He dropped it.
And he dropped the ball as he got into the end zone, and he's really mad at himself. And he's going to get a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty as well.
Oh, man, guys, come on.
Yeah, they got Drake unsportsmanlike, and
well, you can't do that. You can't.
He's mad at
show
himself.
Your
he's not mad at the other player, but still, they're going to throw a flag on you, and that's
at this level. They don't like you throwing the ball a la Chris Carter. They're going to call you
personal foul on Perry, 15-yarder, and
I don't agree with it.
That's how it goes, and it was in his hands, partner. That was a great pass by Dawson Padilla.
Great pump fake, too.
Great pump fake.
Drew the guy off. Yeah.
Bledsoe was drawn. He bid on the fake, and he's thinking his lucky stars he didn't catch it either because he was beat.
He is, yes. He's definitely thinking the Lord above
that's
on that
going to move the ball all the way to the Crescent 44-yard line, a very costly penalty. 4:03 to go in the first quarter. No score between Crescent and your Perry Maroons. Crescent has the ball. Bledsoe back to pass. Looking, passes over the middle to number 2. It's complete. He gets to the 50-yard line. That's Riley Wallace. They gave him maybe the 40. They gave him the 50s, so it's going to be 2nd and 4.
At the 50-yard line.
Just a quick slant route and a conversion there. 2nd and short for Crescent. Bledsoe back to pass. Now he's going to hand it off to Black, and he's hit at the line of scrimmage and knocked down right there for no gain. Brings up 3rd and 4 for Crescent. Spencer Hartwig with the
Hatfield was in on the tackle as well.
Hatfield with the tackle and Hartwig in there and making sure they didn't go anywhere. So brings up 3rd and short for the Tigers. Bledsoe in the shotgun formation, 4 receiver set. Looked like they moved, but they didn't. Pass is deflected and caught at the 48-yard line by Riley Wallace once again. That's going to bring up a 4th and 3 for Crescent. Actually, we'll call it 4th and 2.5, really. And they're going to go for it.
Plus territory.
Bledsoe back in the shotgun formation. He's got Jareth Black right, flanking him. Now they're going to, it looks like they're going to pooch it now.
Yep, they got a protection on the right side.
And there's the pooch kick by Bledsoe. It gets in the air and it just hung there. It's going to be down there at the 26-yard line. 1st and 10 for Perry. We'll take another timeout. You're listening to Perry Maroon Football on Triple Play Sports.
1st and 10 Maroons. Ladies and gentlemen, if you do not have a ticket for a seatback chair, we please ask that you do refrain from sitting in our chairs up here. We do have $100 tickets, and that we also have $25 on top of that for the actual ticket to get into the game. Thank you.
And welcome back to Crescent, Oklahoma. Dawson Padilla under center, takes the snap, throws the stop route to Drake Dale down the line of scrimmage, gets away from 2 defenders and gets up close to the 30-yard line. He does get to the 30-yard line, gets 2 yards on the play, 2 hard-fought yards as he shook 2 defenders, and it's bring up 2nd and 8 for Perry. Actually, 2nd and 7 gave him 3 yards up to the up to the 30, so it was at the 27-yard line. My bad. Dawson Padilla under center. I formation for Perry, 2 receiver set. He's going to hand it off to Colby Mendenhall around the right side, makes one miss, gets up the field, 35-40, 45-50, 45-40, he's got 35-30, 25-20, 15-10, 5, touchdown Perry, Colby Mendenhall, and that is a 69-yard touchdown run for Perry. Wow, that's what he does.
That's what he does. They got the right side of the line, collapsed the defense. Colby got to the corner, and it was good night Vienna, as they say up in Stillwater.
You had to get that in here one time this year. I've been trying not to do that when I'm on the air, but that was. He got to the corner, bud, and when he gets to the corner, if he's even, he's leaving, and he left. He left that entire. And what did he do, partner? He ran through the end zone. He ran through the end zone this time. That's what we saw in the video last week. Colby celebrated a little bit. 2-point conversion to Colby Mendenhall. Right again, and it's in, and it's good. And Perry leads at 8-0 on the Crescent Tigers. And boy, that was an impressive drive for Perry as they started at the 27-yard line. That was a 73-yard drive on how many plays? Like 4 plays?
3 plays.
3 plays?
The 2 plays, actually. The pass to Dale, and then Colby was on the second play.
Did you get the time, 2:04?
Yeah, I'm about to.
2:04 on, actually on the scoring summary.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want me to do that?
Yeah, if you can, real quick.
Okay. How many plays was that? 3 plays?
2 plays. Dale and Mendenhall run.
2 plays, covered 72 yards. 73. Started at 27.
Oh, okay.
Result TD. Sorry, we're doing a little maintenance here.
Thank you.
And that was a 69-yard touchdown run. 2-point by Mendenhall. Good. Makes the score 8-0 Perry. And time of the score was 2:04 left in the quarter. And we hadn't had any fireworks. And right there, partner, we had some fireworks.
Yep, another one of those long runs that we will see a lot of this year with Colby in the backfield.
And we said this. We said teams are going to not understand his speed. They're going to take the wrong angles. And boy, howdy, have they ever taken the wrong angles in the first 2 weeks.
You don't see this kind of speed sometimes at 6A.
Garrett Ball with the kick. It's going to be a little pooch kick taken by the up man for Crescent at about the 37-yard line, we'll call it. Their own 37. They'll take over 1st and 10. We'll call it 38-yard line, according to the PA announcer. Got all our breaks in. That's why we stayed here. Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw as we are in the first quarter. 2:01 to go in the quarter. Perry leads at 8-0. And as we're on the other side of the fence, all the Crescent people looked at me when I was calling that touchdown run, but I'm sorry. Back to passes Bledsoe. He passes it and he drops it, and that was intended for number 10. That was Eric Jones on the right side over there on the Perry sideline.
And that's something that we saw a lot last week in the video. They drop a lot of passes.
And they're just a young team, partner. I mean, they're going to get better at it.
That's a senior, though, Park. He's got to come through with that.
So it's going to be 2nd and 10 for Crescent. Bledsoe bringing the troops to the line of scrimmage. Looks like we're going to have 3 receivers set to the near side. That's the Crescent side. And 1 receiver set to the far side, Perry side. 1 back set, that's Black, flanking on the left side. Looking for a tunnel screen. He's back to pass Bledsoe. He had a man open, number 7, flanking across midfield was Nash Walker on the slant, but it was high. And if he catches that, he might have a pretty good game there, partner. He had the inside on a couple of Perry defenders.
He did, and Nash is one of the players that can get after it. He is very quick, very fast.
Just like Watchell or a Strayhorn from Blackwell.
Yeah, much like our guys, Dale.
3rd and 10 for Crescent upcoming. Bledsoe will take it. He's going to roll to the left side, sprints. Now he's going to fire, and he passes. Nice defense there as Joe Rupp was right there at the point of contact. Knocked the ball out of Riley Wallace's hands. That's going to bring up 4th and 10 for Crescent.
That was an outstanding play because that was I probably would have about a 6-yard gain, but still denying the ball from the receiver.
Now Perry,
awesome play.
Excuse me, partner. Now Perry's going to bring. That was my bad. Just take credit.
Okay.
Now Crescent back to punt, and receiving it is going to be.
Oh, watch out!
Braden Sweet, but it hit a Crescent player at the 45-yard line. That's where they're going to have to mark it, but they're going to mark it at the 43. It looks like a short punt for Crescent. Perry's going to take over from their own 43-yard line, 1st and 10, and up 8-0 with 1:40 to go in the first quarter. And if you have any scores of interest tonight from the district or any other area schools, you can either text it to 405-204-4246 or your number, Mike, quickly.
826-6408.
And that's a 405 number as well. So we'd love to have some scores of interest so we can have a scoreboard show for you. Back to pass, Dawson Padilla down the go right, gets to Joe Rupp, gets across 45. Now he's going to be knocked down, dragging tacklers up to the 48-yard line. That's a nice gain of 5 yards, brings up 2nd and 5. And boy, you can just tell the crispness of Dawson's passes tonight. A little bit more confident in his passes as well so far in this ball game.
Absolutely.
Now 4 receiver set for Perry, 2 to the near, 2 to the far, 1 back set. Padilla back to pass again, going for the same route for Drake Dale. He's there.
Got it.
20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Perry. And it's from the 43-yard line. That is a 57-yard touchdown pass for Dawson Padilla to Drake Dell, and Perry is up big and at a 14-0 clip. And boy, Dawson looks good tonight, partner.
He's throwing the ball very well tonight. I think it was from the 47, partner, so the 53-yard touchdown.
Said 43. Yeah, 43.
Where did the drive start?
It started at the 43. Oh, right. No, you're right. Started at the 38, excuse me.
Okay, I wrote down the wrong drive.
Started at the 38. My bad. So attempting the 2-point conversion for Perry, and we're going to have a false start before the play can even get going. So that was that 3 plays this time?
That was 2 again. The pass to
you're right.
To Rupp, and then the pass to Dale.
A 2-play, 62-yard drive once again for Perry.
So it was a 52-yard touchdown. Yeah, that's 62 yards. 57-yard touchdown. Yep. Dawson Padilla is having a night.
He's having a game. I gave him a little pep talk before the game.
It must have worked.
It's me. 2-point conversion is in. Is it good? It's good, and that is Garrett Meyer. You don't want to get in his way, and it's good. It's 16-0 Perry, and he just walked in, partner.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to even deal with him for Crescent.
It's a train coming on the tracks, and you don't want to be on it when he's
Perry has put up 16 points in the course of 1 minute here, partner.
That's a quick strike. That's something they're capable of this year. That's
something that they're going to be working on, and that's something that Coach Fisher alluded to, that Perry is transitioning into a new offense, and we're seeing, the fruits of that labor coming true right now on the field as they're going to get better and better and better throughout the year.
Absolutely.
And we said this before, Perry is underrated in the district this year.
They really are.
I mean,
they're going to surprise a lot.
Not because the district has lost a lot, it's because Perry has gotten better this year.
Yeah. All the way around.
And we've seen it so far tonight. Drake Dell, there was nobody within 10 yards of him. And that was a perfect pass in stride for him to catch. And it's great to see Coach Cameron Bennett and Coach Lindsay go back to him and have confidence in him still, even though he dropped that one in the end zone. Now you got his confidence back up. You're back on the same page, and you're up 16-0.
Exactly. And just rolling right along. I expect to see more of the same.
Now Garrett Meyer up to kickoff again, his 3rd kickoff of the night so far. He'll be kicking from his own 40. There's the kick. That's a better pooch kick, going to be taken at the 20-yard line. Coming across the field is Nash Walker, coming up the middle of the field. The 35 gets knocked down at the 35, driven back. He gets to the 34-yard line. He got it from the 20 to the 34, so that's a pretty good kick.
Yeah, it was one of his longer kicks. We had Hartwig and Ruppin on the tackle.
And I don't know the yardage with Garrett's kicks, but
where did he catch it from?
The 20 to the 34. So
yeah, that's something
we'll figure that out in later days. Now Crescent gets the ball. Jareth Black handoff, and he's going to be knocked down in the backfield. Ball's on the ground, and Bledsoe fell on it back at the 29-yard line. That's going to be a loss of 4 yards, and Crescent is going the other way in a hurry right now, partner.
Yep, like we mentioned, the Buyer and the boys up front are going to have a big night. It was a 6-yard loss.
Oh, it was a 6-yard loss. Yes, you're right. So 6-yard. Well, no, that's a drive started at the 34-yard. No, you're right. Started at the 33-yard line, so at the 34, it's a 5-yard loss.
Okay.
5-yard loss.
And there's another 5-yard loss.
And there's another 5-yard penalty upcoming for Crescent as we have movement. as referee's trying to make his call.
Dead ball.
False start for Crescent, and they're going backward again. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 20 now for Crescent. So
the boys from Crescent are getting a little bit jumpy. Not really used to being down this quick. They didn't have a lot of penalties last week. I think they're getting a little excited.
Well, let's be honest. The competition they're playing this week is a lot better than last week.
That's true.
Let's just be honest about that. Newkirk is Newkirk, and they just don't have much in the cupboard, and they're trying to get something going there. They have had football teams in the past, but they're not one of those teams that you fear this year at all. And Crescent's going to take a timeout. Coach Fisher doesn't like what he sees. Actually, that's the end of the quarter. So we're at the end of the quarter. At the end of the first quarter, your Perry Maroons lead 16-0 over Crescent. We'll come back, have the second quarter. You're listening to Perry Maroon Football on Triple Play Sports. Where's my liners? Where's my liners? Where's my liners?
See how Crescent does with the wind here.
And welcome back to Crescent, Oklahoma, playing the Eye of the Tiger. Perry is playing the Tigers, and they're up on them 16-0. Want to let you know this game is sponsored in part by Devon Energy, who take pride in supporting local communities at events where they operate. Visit devonenergy.com today to learn more about how they're producing energy in a responsible manner. Devon Energy, commitment runs deep. And we've got a play here. Damian Bledsoe rolls to his right, doesn't see anything, and throws it out of bounds. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 20 for the Crescent Tigers.
Yep, there's a great coverage in the secondary by Perry. Excuse me, Dawson had Damian. Wow, I can't talk right now. He had nowhere to go with it, threw the ball out of bounds.
I've been calling him Preston Walker all game, so I mean I finally got him. Finally got Damian Bledsoe under. And Preston Walker was a very good quarterback that played here at Crescent, so I'm not totally wrong, but he's much older. So Bledsoe brings the troops to the line of scrimmage, 3rd and 20. 4 receiver set, 3 to the far, 1 in the air. He gets the pressure by Reyes, gets the pass off to number 23, and great open field tackle by Garrett Byer, not getting away from him. That pass was completed to Bailey Babb, and he got maybe 2 yards, so we'll call it a 4th and 20, 4th and 18 upcoming for Crescent, and they are 0 of 6 on 3rd down conversions tonight. So Bledsoe, no doubt, is going to be back for the pooch kick. Back to receive for the Perry Maroons will be Braden Sweet, the senior. There's the pooch kick right down the center of the field. It's kind of wobbly. Braden Sweet looking, going to let it roll. Gets it at the 30, or the 28, makes a move, across the 30, across the 35. Ball comes out, and it's going to be scooped up by Crescent, and Crescent has the ball at the Perry Maroon 38-yard line. 1st and 10 for Crescent. As Braden Sweet, ball security just lost it, and Crescent gets control of it. That's the 2nd turnover for the Perry Maroons tonight, partner.
Yeah, and I like the effort from Braden trying to get a few more yards, but you gotta keep the hands on the pigskin.
So now the defense backed up with their backs against the wall, up 16-0. Perry leads 16-0 on 2 great explosive plays for the Maroons. Now Crescent has it from the Perry 39-yard line, 1st and 10, and a bunch formation here to the near side. 2 receiver set, actually 2 receiver sets on each side. Back to pass with Bledsoe. Under pressure. Now he's flushed out of the pocket. Garrett Byer chasing. Now he's getting chased by Vollmer. He's going to throw it away out of bounds, or he was going to be sandwiched by Byer and Vollmer. And that would be a Byer-Bledsoe-Vollmer sandwich. You know, if you're hungry, you know, there you go.
I think they got that at the Carnegie Deli in New York City. That was what I was talking about. Yeah,
that was a smart play.
That's what I was talking about. Last week, Bledsoe was able to get out, but with this week, with the speed of Perry, he's going to have a lot of trouble getting out and getting yardage.
Are you keeping track of his incompletions too? Okay. I didn't know what I was supposed to keep track of. I should have been
Next time we'll work it out.
We'll work that out.
The game.
Bledsoe back to pass. Had a high snap, and tunnel screen is incomplete.
What happened there, Brock?
He just
another drop. I mean,
well, and it was high,
a little bit,
but it should still be caught. I mean, 22 for Crescent. Danny Portwood can go up and get that ball, but the tunnel screen was there. They would have got some yardage there, but nonetheless, it's 3rd and 12. Excuse me, 3rd and 10 for Crescent. 4 receiver set, 2 to the near, 2 to the far, 1 back set for the Tigers. Bledsoe back to pass. Now he's rolling to the right. Looking, still looking. Now spreading it out. It's Garrett Bauer. Garrett Bauer's got him in his grasp.
Where to go?
Down he goes. Right there at the 46-yard line. Sacked by Garrett Bauer. And that's going to bring up a long yardage situation.
Brings up 4th down.
Loss of 5, so it's going to be 4th and 15, 4th and 17. Actually, 4th and 15 upcoming. We'll call it almost 4th and 16.
Yeah, that looked like I'm going to mark him for a 6-yard loss in our
We'll mark him 6-yard loss, and Garrett Bauer just did a great job of stringing that play out, not allowing Bledsoe to get that corner.
Running down the line of scrimmage. That's what you're supposed to do.
Bledsoe back to punt in that pooch formation. Punting to Braden Sweet. Braden's going to let it go into the end zone. It goes into the end zone. Touchback. We're going to take a break. You're listening to Perry Maroon Football on Triple Play Sports.
Maroons will take this from around 20-yard line. 1st and 10 Maroons.
We've only had 1 first down.
Yeah, well, I mean, when your scoring drives are 2 plays, that'll happen.
Wow.
There goes Colby again.
And welcome back to Crescent, Oklahoma. Brock Campbell alongside Mike Scholl. Colby Mendenhall with the carry around the right side. Gets up the center of the field. We'll call it
I'd say about 7, 6 or 7.
About 7 yards, almost 8 actually.
Yeah, just churning out the yards.
That's 7 yards. So 2nd and 3 for Perry upcoming.
Some more of that I formation.
Under the I formation. Colby Mendenhall gets around the left side, up the middle, 35, across the 35.
That's coming back.
A flag thrown way from center field by the back judge, and that's usually he sees holding for the Maroons.
It was a great scamper by Colby on the play. Just somebody got caught holding too much jersey.
It is on the Perry Maroons. So to bring 10 yards back, and that's the spot of the foul for the Maroons. We'll see where they spot it.
Holding on the replay, 2nd down.
They'll be holding on the offense. We'll replay 2nd down, so it's not going to be from the spot of the foul. It's going to be replay 2nd down. So it was 2nd.
That's wild.
It's going to be 2nd and about 7 yards now upcoming for the Maroons.
Ends up being about a 4-yard penalty. Yeah, not too bad.
Padilla under center, takes a snap, throws the stop route down the line of scrimmage to Braden Sweet, breaks a couple tackles. Guard that ball, young man. He gets to the 25-yard line.
Number 1, Braden Sweat.
We'll call it about a 5-yard pickup. Actually, maybe a 4-yard pickup. Call it 3rd and 3 upcoming for Perry.
Yeah, he had 2 hands on the ball that drive. He wasn't gonna lose another one. He's a senior. They're smart.
He got 2 yards on the play, so 3rd and they say 5, but that's about 5 yards. You're right, 5 yards.
You're saying you're right to the scorekeeper.
I am right. Colby Mendenhall gets the carry up the middle, gets across to the 30-yard line. That might be enough for the first down. It's right at the sticks. He broke a couple tackles. They're marking it right at the 30-yard line. They may have to measure this one. And I think they are going, well, let's see what he does. They are going to call for a measurement here. It's right at the 30. He needed to get to the 30-yard line. The nose of the ball is at the 30-yard line. I got to say, regardless if they don't get this or not here, Mike, they're going to go for it 4th and inches.
Oh, absolutely. You've got
the defense is playing very well for Perry right now.
Yeah, and it's not even a yard. It won't even be a foot.
It's a first down for Perry. They're 2nd of the night. That's not a bad thing, Perry, because they haven't needed first down so far tonight.
No, only their 2nd, I believe.
Yeah, right? You said first down of the night. They've had 2 scoring drives of 2 plays apiece. One for a 57-yard touchdown pass to Drake Dell, and the other one 69-yard touchdown run by Colby Mendenhall. And both of the 2-point conversions were good, and we're 16-0 Perry with 8:53 to go in the 2nd quarter. And Perry has a first down. First and 10, Dawson Padilla under center. Going to give the snap, gets the snap, gives it to Colby Mendenhall around the right side, trying to get around the corner.
Good play.
But a good tackle there
Bo Jenkins.
by Bo Jenkins for Crescent as he got Colby right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe gave him a half yard.
Second down, 9.
Yeah,
They gave him a yard, so he got to the 31. Sorry, partner.
good effort getting past the line scrimmage. It was a counter play with Jones and Spencer pulling out on that play, and Jenkins just made a nice play. He read it right and ran up behind the lineman, made a nice play.
Second and 9 upcoming for Perry from the Crescent 31-yard line. Dawson Padilla in the pistol formation now. 2 receiver set, one to the near, one to the far. Colby Mendenhall back behind, gets the snap, gives it to Colby Mendenhall across the 30, 45, 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30. He's gone. 25, 20, 15, 10, and 5. Touchdown, Colby Mendenhall. And that is a 69-yard touchdown run, an identical one as he had in the first quarter. And he just took it right up the gut of the Crescent defense, and it was all she wrote. 69 yards right up the middle of the field. And Perry is running away with this one, 22-0. Perry, partner.
Absolutely, partner. They were a nice try play, drew the tackle in, and off and covered up right in behind him. A picture perfect. You couldn't ask for a better blocks on the O-line, and great run by Colby.
And he's definitely finishing these runs. He's got the message.
Yes, sir. He is not having the chance.
And that Colby Mendenhall gets it up the gut again for the 2-point conversion. It's good. 24-0. We're going to take a timeout. You're listening to Perry Maroon Football on Triple Play Sports. How many plays was that, and where was that started?
That was 5. It started around 20.
That covered how many? 80 yards.
Yeah. To that degree. That was impressive.
That was.
That's 5 touchdowns now in 2 weeks.
And welcome back to Crescent, Oklahoma. Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw. Perry is putting a whooping on the Crescent Tigers right now, and they're just outmanning Crescent in every phase of the ball game right now, partner. But Colby Mendenhall, what can you say? We're going to see this week in and week out, and he's only a sophomore, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, that's the scary part if you're in District 2A1.
And he's going to get bigger. He might not get faster. I don't know how he could. He's freaking Superman already, but
he'll get bigger.
He'll get bigger.
We've seen it already from some of the kids. Andrew Randall, how much bigger did he get over the summer? Luke Palmer, how much bigger did he get over?
Byer didn't necessarily get bigger, but he slimmed down.
Yeah.
He got more as they say, lean. He's building leaner muscle, and he's just a beast to contend with. Nobody's even going to see him coming. Unless, they'll watch film, and then they'll be like, okay, going to have to focus on 42.
So, Colby Mendenhall, another identical 69-yard touchdown run. 2-point conversion by Colby Mendenhall was good. We're 24-0, and Garrett Byer to kick off for Perry from his own 40, and he does kick off taken by the up man at the 40.
It's like about the 43 or 42.
Yeah. They're going to call it the 43-yard. Excuse me, hiccups. The 43-yard line, first and 10 for Crescent at their own 43, as Damian Bledsoe rallies the troops and tries to bring them out to see what they can do on this drive for the Crescent Tigers. But Perry is just playing like we thought they could this year.
Absolutely.
Look tons better from last week. I think they got the message that they can't just show up and go head-to-head and expect to win. I think they're definitely taking care of business tonight.
This is what you're supposed to do, come out on fire.
Bledsoe back in the shotgun formation, back to pass. Now it's going to be another false start. Looks like it's going to be on number 11 right here, and I think he knows it. Solomon House. You can definitely tell. Oh, no, it's going to be defensive offside, line up in the neutral zone for the Maroons.
Usually don't see him stop it for that.
And, yeah, you're right, partner. So it's going to bring up a 1st and 5 for Crescent. Didn't see that, partner, but
who did they call it? What number? Do we get a number?
They don't usually call the numbers in high school.
Yeah,
unless you are jinxing Union football game. Because basically that's all your D1 prospects anyway. They better get used to it.
Yeah.
Back in the shotgun formation is Bledsoe back to pass, looking, fires down the center of the field. It hit his receiver right in the hands in stride. That's Josiah Lovett. And he just dropped it, partner. And that's just another one you got to catch. I mean, Bledsoe put it right on the money.
Might have heard the footsteps of Rupp coming, but yeah, I mean that was a great throw by Bledsoe. Set his feet, threw a strike, and you got to catch that. Lovett is a freshman, I believe, 6 foot, big,
second
pretty
and
tall
5.
kid,
He'll get better. He's
get
just
better, but you got to make this catch.
Second and 5. Bunch formation for Crescent on the near side. 3 receivers, 2 receivers to the far. 1 back set, flanking Bledsoe. Bledsoe back to pass in the shotgun formation, getting heavily pressured. Gets the pass off. It's complete to number 6.
LaRue.
That's Logan LaRue. Finally, they go his way, and that pass is good from the 47 to the 44-yard line. So 3, 5, 8. That's a 10-yard gain and a first down for Crescent. We were wondering when they were going to go to him, partner.
Yeah, big 6'2", 180, good target. Made a nice catch and first down.
Bledsoe back in the shotgun formation once again. Gets the snap. He's going to take it himself. Calls on number. Gets around the right side. Cuts up the field. 35, 30, 25, 20, 15. And he's finally punched down about the 12-yard line.
Reyes.
So from the 47 to the 12-yard line, we'll call it
39.
39.
20, wow.
29 yards.
47 minus 12. Oh, boy. This is embarrassing, folks. 35
yards run for Bledsoe.
Our
The first
apologies,
down.
majors.
Back to pass, and he drops the ball at the 15-yard line, so it's going to be a loss of 3 yards back to the 15 for Crescent. So second down to 16. A loss of 4, actually.
Who was on the carry? Black?
Bledsoe or Black? I think Bledsoe just dropped the ball.
Oh, okay. Minus 4.
Yes. Loss of 4 on the play. Bledsoe brings the troops back up to the line of scrimmage in the shotgun formation again. 2 receiver set, and 1 to the near, 2 to the far. Back to pass to the left side. Now he's going to run back to the right.
Got a lot of space.
Got a lot of space. 10, 5, and he's going to be dropped out of bounds.
Great play.
And we're going to have a personal foul, late hit, I think, on Perry. It's going to move the ball to the goal line. That's going to be a first and goal for Perry, or for Crescent, I believe, unless they got Crescent for John.
I think they hit him out of bounds.
It is. It's going to be half the distance to the goal. It'll be first and goal for the Crescent Tigers. And 6:56 left to go in the second quarter. You don't want to give any momentum to the Crescent Tigers.
Absolutely not. Great play by Volman, though, to deny that touchdown. He came from a long way away to run him out of bounds.
But I have to give credit to the Crescent Tigers. They're down 24-0. They could have just went to the tank.
Yeah.
They're not quitting. They're fighting, and they want to get into the end zone here. They're at the.
They moved it to the 3.
3-yard line. First and goal from the 3. Crescent. Now Bledsoe under center, gives a handoff up the middle, trying to keep his balance. Is 23, still fighting, and he does get to the pylon. Touchdown. That's number 23. Bailey.
That's 33.
33.
It's Buzz.
The big Buzz, Dylan Emery, gets in for 3 yards, and he just wouldn't go down, partner, as he finally fought for the pylon, reached out with the ball, and if you hit the pylon, it's a touchdown, and it's a touchdown for Crescent. The officials are having a conversation here, though. Dead ball, but sportsmanlike on Crescent, so that'll be enforced on the kickoff. That's not good for the Tigers.
No, that'll give us good field position.
So,
yeah, Emery, as I mentioned in the pregame, good. He's a good athlete, plays a lot of different positions, and he's a very tough kid. He's only a freshman, 5'10", 200 pounds. That was a very spirited run there.
That drive start?
The 43. They're on 43. 57 yards.
How many plays?
I got 5 because of the penalties.
57 yards?
Yeah. Oh, man, they're setting up for an extra point. Folks, my truck is directly behind the goalpost here in Crescent.
You might get one in the
get
tail.
One. Maybe the people will catch. The good people will catch it.
Is that Bledsoe? Bledsoe
Why
is
not?
Up, and it is good. So it's 24-7. Perry leads as Bledsoe makes the extra point. And Emery goes in from 3 yards. And Bledsoe with the point after attempt, and it's good. Well, and it makes our score 24-7. And if you're Perry, you just got to answer. You just got to keep answering here, and don't let the momentum go back on the Crescent sideline, because right now Old Mo is on their sideline. Give credit to Crescent; they're not giving up. 24-7, they're down 17. But here's the thing: they're going to have to try to find out how to stop Mr. Colby Mendenhall, and then also Dawson Padilla's on fire tonight.
Padilla's had a great early game. Or he looked 100 times better. Not 100 times. That's degrading to his last performance. He looks better.
I've got another break. I got to get another break in here sometime before halftime.
Maybe
I should have taken one. I thought I was caught up. That's why I didn't take it.
Yeah.
Dang it. Too good for my own good.
We're going to get good field position here. At least we should.
Crescent will be kicking off from their own 25-yard line with the personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct after the play was over on the touchdown. So Bledsoe will be kicking off from his own 25-yard line. Back deep for the Perry Maroons will be Colby Mendenhall, Braden Sweet, and it looks like that's Brian Hatfield over here too. closest to me. The ball's going to...
Yep, that is Hatfield.
Ball's going to roll off the tee, and they're going to have somebody hold it. Nope, they're going to try and tee it up again. It is windy. You know, Oklahoma, we don't have any wind or anything at all in this state.
We should be called the Windy State.
It's just in our state song.
Exactly, which was a musical, by the way.
It was a great musical. Bledsoe with the kickoff right down the center. It's kind of a dying duck. Great sweep at 35, 40, 45, and he's going to be dump trucked down at the 45-yard line. 1st and 10 for Perry at their own 45.
Brandon Sweet brought down by a host.
An 11-yard return on that play.
1st and 10 for the Maroons.
I'm doing the best I can.
Let's see here. Braden. 11 yards. Okay. Now Dawson Padilla will bring the troops out again. 1st and 10 from their own 45-yard line. Have 2 receivers set to the far, 1 to the near. 1 back set. Actually, I formation. Garrett Byer behind Dawson Padilla, and Colby Mendenhall behind him. Padilla under center, and we got a false start, and that's going to be defense. It's going to be in the neutral zone for Crescent, it looks like. So I didn't see any Perry Maroons move, and that's the case. It's offside on Crescent. So 1st and 5 for the Maroons. They'll move it to the midfield stripe. And we'll start it over. Same formation. 2 receivers to the near. Actually, 1 to the near, 1 to the far. We got a tight end over there, Austin Reyes. High formation. Dawson Padilla gets it. Gives it to Colby Mendenhall around the right side. 45, still chugging his feet up to the 42-yard line. That's going to be enough for the 1st down. He got 8 yards, needed 5, and 1st down for Perry.
That was another one of our counter plays where Colby just run right up the butt of Matt Jones, who's blocking doing a great job blocking tonight.
6:37 to go in the 2nd quarter. Perry leads us from 24-7. It's been all Maroons. Dawson Padilla under center, 2 receivers set, 1 at the near, 1 at the far. First man through, gives it to Garrett Byer across the 40, 35, still dragging tacklers across to the 32-yard line. He's close to a 1st down. I think he got 11 yards. He needed 10. He got 11, and 1st down and 10 for Perry.
Chris Berman would call that rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, I believe, partner. Garrett is a...
And he was doing that, just that. Crescent was trying to, get on him. And
that's not something they're going to see in A-ball.
Yeah, you're not going to see that in A-ball. You're right. So 1st and 10 for Perry. Dawson Padilla under center. I formation again. 1 receiver set to the near, 1 to the far. Colby Mendenhall up the middle of the field. On the handoff, gets across the 30, falls forward to about the 28, 27-yard line.
I'd give him 5, but from our vantage point.
2nd down and 6.
We'll give him 4 yards on the play. 2nd and 6 for Perry. Almost 5. Almost really 4.5. 5:52 and counting in the 2nd quarter. Perry leads us from 24-7 here in Crescent, Oklahoma. Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw. Dawson Padilla under center. I formation. 1 receiver set to the far, 1 receiver set to the near. Gets a snap, hands it off to Colby Mendenhall. He's dropped in the backfield, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and no gain on the play. So 3rd and 6 upcoming for Perry.
It's like Mars was in on the stop.
Brings up 3rd down, 5.
That was
Crescent, 6'3".
Chance Mars there.
Oh, Haven, I apologize. Haven, 6'3".
Haven.
They look exactly alike, folks. They're both 5'9", about 220.
Dakota Haven in on the stop for the Crescent Tigers. Now Perry comes in for a 3rd and 6 opportunity. Perry is 1 of 3 on 3rd down conversions tonight. Same formation, I formation. Dawson Padilla under center. Gets the snap, hands it off to Garrett Byer, rumbling, stumbling up the middle, crosses the 25, give him the 24-yard line. That's a pick of 4. Pick up a 4. Needed 6, so it's going to be 4th and 2 for Perry.
I think they should run the same play again.
Yeah, they haven't stopped him yet. 4th and a long 2 upcoming for Perry. Perry now 1 of 4 on 3rd down conversions tonight. Haven't needed to go to 3rd down or 1st down really tonight at all. 4:37 to go, 2nd quarter. Dawson Padilla under center. He's going to give the sweep play to Colby Mendenhall. He's got the corner, 25, 20, 15, and he's going to be wrestled down about the 11-yard line. And that's a pickup from the 28 to the 11-yard line. 17-yard run and a 1st down for Colby Mendenhall. 24. So 13-yard run for Colby Mendenhall. The 5th 1st down of the ball game and the first 4th down conversion Perry's made. They're 1 of 2 on that side of the ledger tonight. So 1st and 10 for Perry at the 11-yard line.
Get a 1st down here too.
Dawson Padilla under center. Garrett just jumped.
That's coming back.
Garrett Byer just jumped and he knew it, so it's going to bring him back 5 yards. Gets it to the 16-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 15 for Perry from the Crescent 16-yard line. 4:19 to go, 2nd quarter. Perry now knocking on the door once again. Good answer, though.
Very
this
good
is what
answer.
we said he needed to do, and this is what you're going to have to do. You know, it's common sense. You're going to have to answer a score throughout the year if you're Perry Maroons.
Right. I think that we call that an excitement penalty. Garrett was ready to go knock somebody's head off again.
Padilla under center. Gets snaps, going to throw the fade to Braden Sweet. Goes up at the highest point, and did he catch it? No, he didn't. Good defense there by Damian Bledsoe, but not a great pass for Dawson Padilla. Needed to probably lead him more toward the pylon, and I think Braden would have had him.
Yeah, I think so too, partner. Throwing into the wind right now, and a good adjustment by Braden to come back and knock it down. Could have been picked off.
Now it's 2nd and 16. 2nd and 15 for Perry. Sweet play again to the left side, 15, 10, 5, and he's going to be out of bounds, stepped out of bounds. Colby Mendenhall did at the 8-yard line. So we'll give him 8 yards on the pickup. So 3rd and 7 upcoming for Perry from the 8. They can get to the 1 for a first down.
Great blocking on the outside.
Good seal there too.
Yeah, by Sweet. Great blocking.
3rd and 7 for the Maroons. Dawson Padilla under center once again. Same play to the right side now. Colby Mendenhall, 5.
He's in there.
Into the end zone. Touchdown, Colby Mendenhall. And that's a 8-yard touchdown run around the right side on the sweet play. Colby Mendenhall, his 3rd of the night. And Perry is up big, 30-7 with the 2-point conversion upcoming.
7-yard touchdown?
7-yard touchdown. Where'd that drive start?
We're on 45, so 55 yards.
Dosby under center, gives it to the first man through. No, he's going to take it himself. Down to the end zone, got him for the 2-point conversion, and that's good. And Perry leads at 32-7 with 3:56 to go in the second quarter. We're going to take a timeout. You're listening to Perry Maroon Football on Triple Play Sports. So 55-yard drive.
How much time's left?
3:56. How many plays was that?
I got 1, 2, 3.
Not yet. We got 3:56 to go. Perry's up big right now. Yep. Oh, you did? Because I still had First Bank and Trust. Oh, okay. Okay. Can we just, when we go to halftime, can you just play that again? The halftime break. Okay, let's do that. I'm sorry. I thought I had one more. My bad.
Colby's got 197 yards.
And welcome back to Crescent, Oklahoma. Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw, and the sharp-dressed man he is. Colby Mendenhall, the sophomore, 197 yards in the first half, 3 touchdowns. Good golly almighty.
Already surpassing his output for last week.
Oh, my goodness, yes. And Garrett Byer to kick off, kicks it right down the middle, and it's fumbled, live ball, and finally fallen on by Crescent. That's number 54, Matt Portwood for the Tigers, and that could have been a little bit of adventure. And they will take over right there at the 31-yard line, their own 31-yard line, 1st and 10. Perry all over the Tigers right now, 32-7, 3:53 to go in the quarter. And, boy, Perry hasn't put up this many points in a while, partner.
No, they haven't. I can't speak to more than last year, but last year I think they only got close to this once.
Even when we had the double wing going, we didn't put this many points in. Now, tunnel screen, and Nash Walker dropped it. Just dropped it, but he had to pick it up as a live ball. It's a lateral. It's behind the line of scrimmage.
It's coming forward, though. I think he caught it on the end. I think he caught it down low by his feet.
He must have caught it. I guess they're calling it a catch on the tunnel screen, and they give him 2 yards, actually, 2nd and 8. He got 2 yards of that, partner.
Wow. Well.
It was not pretty, but he got 2.
It wasn't, no, and he looked like it was going to be a drop, but he held on to it, evidently, and just...
3:20 to go in the second quarter till halftime. Perry leads 32-7, like I said. Damian Bledsoe in the shotgun formation. 3 receiver set to the far side, 1 to the near, 1 back set. Fakes handoff to the Jareth Black, and he takes himself up the middle of the field on the zone read. Gets to the 35-yard line. So we'll give him another 2 yards. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 5 for the Crescent Tigers.
Byer and Buck in on the stop. 5 yards.
5 yard, yeah. 3rd and 5 upcoming for Crescent.
So he got 3 then.
Yeah, they gave him 3.
My bad.
Three receiver set once again. The far side, one in the air. Damian Bledsoe's going to call his own number. And he's hit at the line of scrimmage, drags a tackler with him, and that's Spencer Hartwig. He gets up to about the 38-yard line. We'll call it 2-yard pickup, brings up a 4th, and we'll call it a long 3.
Spencer Hartwig making a nice play. He's had a good couple of weeks to start the year. I'm very impressed with Hartwig's play.
Crescent still has not made a 3rd down conversion. They are 0 of 8 on the evening tonight. They have four first downs. And it is 4th and 3 upcoming. And they are going to punt it. So Damian Bledsoe will punt it. And it's a high punt. It's going to hit about the 27. It rolls to about the 21 of Perry. And that's where Perry's going to take over from their own 21-yard line. 1st and 10 with a minute 54 to go. Let's see if Cameron Bennett and the Perry Maroons want a little bit more before halftime. We'll see what happens. And we can already tell that the body language of the Crescent Tigers.
They're flat.
They're flat, and they feel like they're already defeated.
Yeah, there's a big hush. Not much going on the Crescent home sideline. Crowd's kind of trying to keep warm for the most part. It is a very chilly night.
It is very chilly, partner. But we're up here in the warm confines. We even got a heater up here if we want it.
Yeah.
It's nice up here. So 1st and 10 for Perry at their own 21-yard line. Dawson Padilla now in the shotgun formation, flanked by Colby Mendenhall. Gives it to Colby. That's Brian Hatfield. And Hatfield takes it up to the 26-yard line. That's a gain of 5 yards. And 2nd and 5 upcoming for Perry.
Give Colby a little
breather.
Probably what we'll see a lot of in the second half, I would imagine.
We're probably going to see a lot of young ones if Perry pulls away a lot more here.
I agree.
Hatfield in the backfield now. Dawson Padilla under center. 2 receivers set. Now he's going to give the pitch to Hatfield around the right side, trying to get the corner. Does get the corner. Gets across the 30 and dump truck down about the 31-yard line. And he needed 5, and he's going to get 6, and that's going to be a 1st down for Perry.
Just a little pitch out to the back, and good seal blocking by the right tackle is I forget. I'm sorry. But the right tackle. Made a nice
tackle's Andrew.
Oh, yeah, Randall made a nice steal block there.
Dawson Padilla under center now. Gives it to Hatfield across the 35 and fighting forward for some more yardage. Gets to about the 37-yard line, we'll call it.
He's running well, Burner.
And we'll call that a 6-yard. Actually, it's close to 6, but they gave him 5, so 2nd and 5 for Perry. 51 seconds and counting before halftime. If you have any scores of interest, feel free to text those into us, 405-204-4246. D under center. Hands it off to Hatfield right up the gut again across the 40. Falls forward to about the 42-yard line.
1st down.
And that's a pickup of 6 yards. Needed 5, and that's another 1st down for Perry.
Well, Hatfield running, surprising me here. Didn't know he had this in him. He's running very well tonight.
The line,
the line is pushing. They're just blowing Crescent off the ball. You're right, partner. Good call.
Not to discount anything for Brian running the ball really well and hard. 27 seconds. It looks like Perry's just going to be content to go into halftime up 32-7. Padilla under center is going to hand it off to Hatfield right up the gut again. Hit at the line of scrimmage and maybe lost a yard. Let's see where they mark it. Nope, they're going to mark him at the line of scrimmage. 14 seconds to go before halftime. Looks like that's going to be the last play of the half. And your Perry Maroons lead it 32-7 at halftime. And 2-1, yeah, that's halftime. Perry leads this one 32-7. Come back, we'll have the Suddenlink halftime show. You're listening to Perry Maroon Football on Triple Play Sports.
Crescent Tiger Cheerleaders will be first, followed by the Perry Marching Band, and then the Crescent Band.
Please put 20 minutes on the clock.
20 minutes for halftime.
Wow. That's why they start at 7.
Well, both bands are
That's
performing.
True. Who fumbled for us? Braid did.
And Colby.
Okay.
Do you want to put manual in, or do you want to wait till the game?
I'm putting some of my own manual in here, and then I'll grab yours.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do tackles yet. I'll do that
All right,
second
ladies and
half.
gentlemen, this is the
And
Crescent
welcome
High
back
School
to Crescent, Oklahoma. Halftime here as Perry leads us from 32-7, and it's been all Perry in the first quarter. Domination that we thought would happen tonight. As I need to text something real quick. 32-7 Perry half. Do my thing here. So we're 32-7, like I said, at halftime. Perry leads this one, and we're just going to go over the scoring drives, and you can tell exactly what's going on just listening to the scoring drives. As in the first quarter, with 2:04 left in the first quarter, Perry got on the board. Started at their own 27-yard line, so a 73-yard drive. Took 2 plays, and it was capped off by a 69-yard touchdown run by Colby Mendenhall. His 2-point conversion was also good. That made the score 8-0. With 1:04 left in the first quarter, Perry got on the board once again. That drive started at their own 38-yard line. That was a 2-play, 62-yard drive, and that resulted in a 57-yard touchdown pass from Dawson Padilla to Drake Dell along the left side. Really, nobody was within 10 yards of him. That was an easy pitch and catch. 2-point conversion by Garrett Byer was good. That made the score 16-0 after the first quarter. In the second quarter, with 7:58 left to go, Perry got back on the board. They started from their own 20. That was a 5-play drive, 80 yards that covered, resulting in a touchdown. Colby Mendenhall, exactly the same touchdown run, 69-yard touchdown run. Yeah. 2-point conversion by Colby Mendenhall was good. That made the score 24-0 Perry. Then 6:49, Crescent fought back from their own 43-yard line. They started to drive. It was 5 plays, covered 57 yards, ended in Emory 3-yard touchdown run. That was very impressive. Perry had that strung out all the way to the sideline, the Crescent sideline, and he just would not be denied. Reached for the pylon, and if the football touches that pylon, that's a touchdown. It was very good effort by Emory as he got in for the 3-yard touchdown. The Bledsoe point after attempt was good. That made the score 24-7. And then 3:56 left in the second quarter. Perry got back on the board. They started the drive at their own 45-yard line. 8 plays, covered 55 yards, resulting in a Colby Mendenhall 8-yard touchdown run around the right side. The Dawson Padilla 2-point conversion attempt was good, and that's the score at halftime, 32-7. Your thoughts so far, partner?
Impressive. They're just blowing Crescent off the ball. I'm very, very impressed to see that. Crescent's not an overly big line, but they get good penetration, and they're very active. And Perry's doing a great job. Jones and Gottschalk and Hartwig and all of them. Byers coming out of the backfield, knocking people out, and not literally. Braden Sweet making nice blocks on the. He's not getting a lot of passes, and that's something that you like to see. That he still has a commitment to blocking, and I love to see that from a receiver. And boy, I tell you, Dawson, he's got 5 incompletions, but that was early. I think he may have completed his last 4 passes, if I'm not mistaken. Crisp, setting his feet, firing it. He looks very good tonight. I don't have, a few penalties here and there. Brock, that's about that. I don't have any complaints on the first half. A
lot better, a lot more crisper.
It makes my job easy.
A lot more. What am I trying to say? This is a lot better focused team tonight.
They did what we said they should do.
They've worked on some things that we thought they would have worked on. It's obvious that their practices were better this week. So it shows on the field. Crescent is not a bad opponent. They're a Class A team. That's a good team in Class A, and they make the playoffs and everything. So they are a good opponent. It's just Perry's finally clicking on some cylinders that they weren't clicking on last week, and we don't have the elements that we had last week. You can put a lot of other things in there, but point blank, they're playing a lot better, and it's showing on the football field tonight. Want to thank our sponsors for this season: Brown Duggar Funeral Homes, Custom Dental of Perry, Dr. Jim Dewhurst, Devon Energy Corporation, First Bank and Trust Company, Ortho Oklahoma PC, Perry Daily Journal, Stillwater Medical Center, Sudden Link, the Womack Insurance Agency, Steve Womack, Farmers Insurance, Vance Chevrolet. Also want to thank our other contributing sponsors: Daddy O's, DLS Printing and Design, Here It Is, Here Naturally, Penn Network, and Thorn Originals. So that's our thoughts on the first half. We're going to come back. We're going to have on the other side of the break, we're going to have the first half stats brought to you by Suddenlink. You're listening to Perry Maroon Football on the Triple Play Sports Network.
Do your manual first downs now, and third downs, all that stuff.
Perry's on that side and Crescent's on the other side.
Okay. So we've got 7?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. When we started running the ball, we started getting those first downs, remember?
Oh, yeah.
With Hatfield.
I don't think we'll see Colby in the second half.
Might not.
Maybe the first drive. Who else plays running back behind Hatfield besides the little freshman?
I have no internet here, dang it.
You can just step outside, you will. It's the box.
I can't because we're connected.
Oh, yeah. We'll try holding it out a little bit. That's what I had to do. Like out here. As far as you can get, I guess.
I was going to see if there's any scores that I can find. I got to pee really bad, too. Will you be okay if I go real quick?
What do I do when I come back? What do I do? Go
just
to
do your stats. I'll click you on here.
I don't know how to click off, though. I don't know when to click off. Which one?
Right here.
How do I know when to do it?
Say, you're listening to Perry Marine Football on Triple Play Sports after you do your stats.
Okay, yeah.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
You're on.
Oh, am I?
Yes.
Oh, well, excuse me. Welcome back. Brock is indisposed, as they say. I'm going to read the statistics for the first half, and they're overwhelmingly in favor of the Perry Maroons. We got 307 total yards in the first half, and that's incredible. 234 of that on the ground with the 3 rushing touchdowns by Mr. Mendenhall. Dawson's got 73 yards through the air with the long touchdown, the 57-yard touchdown to Dale. And we got a couple turnovers, losing the ball a little early, but we corrected that, and we were fine. But 2 early turnovers, but nothing to worry about. Penalties, pretty clean, just some false starts. That one personal foul late in the first quarter. 5 penalties, 30 yards. Time of possession, 11:34. Crescent's actually got a better time possession, but we also had 2 69-yard touchdowns, so that'll explain that. For Crescent, 74 total yards, 50 yards rushing, 35 of it on that long run by Bledsoe. Scramble to the right side. 24 yards passing. A big problem with them is drops. I count at least 4 drops. They only have 1 turnover. They have 5 penalties, all false starts, and neutral zone infractions for 25 yards, and they 12-26 possession. Individually, it's Colby Mendenhall, 13 carries, 198 yards. That is a 15.2 average. And then you're saying it's the 269-yarders. Not necessarily. He's got a 7 and 8, 3 8s, 13. Overall, like I said, they got 234 rushing yards, and that's an 11.7 average for the team altogether. Big chunks of yardage just being had. Defensively, got a couple sacks. Garrett Bauer has a sack and a half. Vollmer and Randall also have a half a sack. And Joe Rupp had the early interception. And you're listening to, and that's it for the statistics. Excuse me. You're listening to Perry Maroons football on Campbell Communications.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Crescent High School Band.
It was fast.
It's cold. Apparently we're doing the Wizard of Oz this year. And welcome back to Crescent, Oklahoma. Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw. We're at halftime. Perry leads at 32-7, and it's been total domination by the Perry Maroons, and they've really done what they wanted to through the air and on the ground. It's not a – sorry, I've had a win here. Hold on. It's not a one-dimensional offense this year for the Maroons, and finally Dawson Padilla's got it going. Did you do the stats already?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
When you were going like you told me.
So we've got a little under 10 minutes to go, so we've got all of our breaks in. We're going to have to talk for about 9 minutes until we get this one started again. But I want to let you know the the 121st Cherokee Strip Celebration Parade is tomorrow. I think it's the 121st. If it's not, it's the Cherokee Strip Celebration Parade. It starts at 10:30 tomorrow morning, and yours truly will be in the parade. So look for me in the nice, shiny black truck from Vance Chevrolet that they gave us for the parade for tomorrow. And I'll be throwing some candy out for you, and we'll have balloons and banners and stuff like that on the truck so you can recognize and get to know Campbell Communications and hopefully listen to our broadcast. We want to get as many listeners as we can. We have a bunch from Perry that listen to us in the stands and from home and from other states and all that other good stuff. So, and we appreciate that. So,
absolutely.
Also go to campbellcommunicationsok.com. That's going to give you everything that you need from schedules to rosters to results to district results to district teams, what's going on with them, what the record is, where Perry is in the standings in District 2A1, all that good stuff. You're going to find all that. You're going to find pictures as well, courtesy of Emily Miner. We really appreciate her giving us some pictures to put on the website this year. She does a really good job photographing the Perry sports teams, and especially the football team and the wrestling team as well. So we really appreciate her efforts on that and sharing those for us on our website. Also wanted to let you know you can listen to our broadcast on 10:20 a.m. or you can go to the website. You can download the Triple Play Sports Radio app as well on your iOS or Android by just putting in Triple Play Sports Radio Network. Got it on my phone. I think my partner's got it as well.
I do not.
You don't?
I should have said I did.
Oh, my goodness.
Should have lied on that one.
My partner doesn't have it. What am I going to do? You're fired.
Okay, see ya.
But anyways, you can get it on the app, and it'd be a perfect gift for your new iPhone 6.
Ooh, boy.
Or your iPhone 6 Plus. Whatever you're pre-ordering. Get that app and listen to us. So, Mike, is there anything you want to add to the first half, or anything that's going on with Putnam North, or if you have any scores, ladies and gentlemen, we're improvising here as well. So it's 6 minutes to go. If you have any scores, have any scores of interest in the district or in the area, Stillwater, Garber, Covington, Perkins, trying to think, Guthrie, any of our district, Chisholm, Hennessy, Pawnee, any of those, Newkirk, Blackwell, any of those, we'd love to have some scores. 405-204-4246. You can text those to 405-204-4246 or your number,
405-826-6408.
We would love some scores. We'll pass it on to our listeners who may not have any scores in the stands that might want to know what's going on. That's here, over there, all bundled up in the blankets and the coats and everything. And I can tell you, I just stepped outside to go use the restroom, and Mike, it's cold.
Is it?
I didn't have my hoodie on. And
I noticed, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I made a very quick trip down there and trip back, because it's cold. And people are looking at me like, why are you wearing sleeveless shirts? So,
well, you look tough then.
I look tough. I'm from a wrestling town, so they say. Football is up and coming. I don't think we're going to be just a wrestling town. I think we're building something good here with Cameron Bennett, and hope we can keep him for many years. And let's just talk about the other coaches too. We've had some new coaches join the ranks this year. We've got Coach James Landers. He's from Jinx High School, played at Jinx. Also played his college ball at Concordia University in Nebraska.
Yep.
And it's already showing. You can see the receivers and you can see the DBs in position to make those bat downs, and our receivers are getting open and making catches, and you can already see that happening, for the better. Also want to mention our D coordinator this year that came from Blackwell last season, Coach Kyle Young, and what a job he's done so far in his first year at Perry. Put in some really good defensive schemes, cover 2, cover 3. Had some good blitzes, some good stunts, and it's really, really paying off for the Perry Maroons right now. And it's just going to get better and better throughout the season. And the other coach, as well, Coach Chad Lindsley. He was here last year, offensive coordinator. I think he splits it with Coach Cameron Bennett because Coach Cameron is an offensive coordinator as well. So we've got a good coaching staff, and then Roy Mendenhall, he's been helping with whatever he needs to do. He's kind of an honorary coach, but he coaches the little ones that come up in the ranks, so he does a really good job, and he's also the quarterback club president, done a heck of a job too as well doing that. So, yeah, we've got some really good things happening in Perry. If you're not familiar with these coaches, get familiar with them. They're all good guys, very Christian guys too. And they want to build not only a football team, but they're all about building young men first too as well.
Absolutely.
And that's what you want in your coaches.
Yes.
And we've seen that with Coach Cameron Bennett and his staff. They're out there saying, okay, this is what you did wrong, but I love you for it.
Yeah.
and how's your studies doing? And
right.
There's other things that are meaningful in there that some coaches just don't care about.
We don't have anybody like a Mr. Rush Probst, who, if you remember from those MTV shows, off the field or on the field, as a matter of fact, you want that in a coach. You want a coach to say, I'm building good young men first, football players second. Yeah. They want to move them off to college if that's where their interests lie, but just make them good, sound character individuals, and that's really all you can ask for. Also, I did want to mention, Brock, sorry to cut you off, the managers.
Yep.
But might as well
go ahead.
them out there. Rachel Gordon, Mackenzie Richards, Morgan, Malget. I'm sorry, Morgan Malget. I was going to say Malget, maybe French. And then
she would love that if she heard you say it like that.
Morgan Malget. And then Miss Hannah Marker. So they, I remember from my days playing, the managers, you'll bring the water, come check on you.
They do a good job.
Injuries. They support staff just goes down to them as well.
They do a good job, but the mystery of Dawson Padilla's jersey still remains what happened.
That's true.
Nobody knows what happened.
It is a mystery.
So that's what
it is number 13.
He is Dawson Johnny Manziel Padilla tonight. That's what he is.
Exactly.
And he showed off his arm. That's for sure. But I was also going to mention, there are no Val Kilmers in this coaching staff.
What does that mean, Coach?
Varsity Blues.
John Boyd?
Yeah, that was his. No, that's not his.
It wasn't Val Kilmer. He was an actor.
Kilmer was the
Coach Kilmer.
I look bad.
Yes, Coach Kilmer is
okay, I was right. Okay, I had it half right. I had it half right. But we don't have any coaches like that only care about his record and his standing and everything.
There's no this district championship. Yeah, there's no Iceman tonight.
No
Val Kilmer, no Iceman.
So.
A little Top Gun reference for you.
Having said that, we've got 1:49 to go before halftime is over, and let's talk about the keys to the second half.
Keeping everybody healthy. Maintaining, coming out strong in the first drive, maintaining your lead and your intensity. Hard to do up 25. I understand that. You got to try to maintain, but then if it looks like the game's been salted away, let's keep everybody healthy.
We might have to delve into our roster tonight because we may play some youngsters. I like to see maybe Santoy get some carries.
Yeah,
Santoy Rhodes,
the little
guy, freshman. Once he gets some weight on him, he's a little guy, very little, but man, he's shifty, partner.
Yeah,
he's in practice and
scrimmages
boy,
too. Yeah.
Darren Sproles. That's what he reminds me of. He's very tiny, hides behind that line of scrimmage, and he pops out, and by the time he pops out, he's gone. Forget about it.
He's point guard on the basketball team. I think
he's a basketball player, but he's like 5'3".
He's less than a 5'4". I think that is generous.
That's very generous. Good kid though. Got some good freshmen coming up in the ranks. Got a really good sophomore class, as we're seeing evidence here with Padilla and Austin Reyes and those cats like that. Colby Mendenhall. Boy, it's scary, partner, that he's only a sophomore.
It is. It's scary. We only have. I mean, it's about a roster of about 42 to 45 kids, but 11 of them are seniors.
Perry comes out on the sideline. They're 2x2 that they usually do after halftime. That's how they leave the field too, as well. That's the thing that Coach Cameron Bennett put into place when he came in. It's just it's not we're better than you. It's not a cocky movement. It's a team kind of thing that they do. It's 2x2, and they just walk down the sideline. They're going to do a little stretching. Crescent's now coming out of their locker room, starting to filter out, and we're almost.
Yeah, they're going to have to get on their horses.
It says 0, so we're about ready to get second half underway. And if you have any scores of interest that you want to text us to let us know what's going on in the district, or any scores for that matter, or any area scores or whatever, 405-204-4246 is my number, and my partner's number is 405-826-6408. 6408. There you go. Those two numbers. We haven't had any texts yet, but and if you're listening, if you want to make just a comment about how we're doing, don't tell us that we're not doing good or whatever. Or if you want to make a joke or whatever,
that's
you can
fine.
be constructive. You can send anything you want, and we're happy to hear that. We heard the fans sound off last week when I was all over the referees, and I had some fans on Facebook tell me that you were justified, and our coaches agreed.
Yeah. Most definitely.
We'll just leave that game in the past, but that's the worst referees I've ever seen in my life.
Hey now.
That's all I'm going to say about it, but it's neither here nor there. It's done. We got the win, 22-6. But we're up 32-7 right now as we're getting the second half underway. About 1 minute, 50 seconds to go. They put a couple minutes on the clock for the teams to warm up. And we'll talk about tomorrow, partner. We've got some big games tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Are you going to Stillwater?
Actually, I'm going today this time. Yes, sir.
I will be there as well. OSU hosting UTSA. Breaking in Dax Garman, his first full game as a starter for Oklahoma State. Looks like J-Dub's going to be out 6 to 8 weeks, possibly more.
Now he could be out season.
He had a surgery, so he could get a medical rest shirt if that's the case. But it looks like his Dax Garman's season in front of him, and maybe we might have to pull the red shot off of Mason Rudolph.
I think we're going to have to.
And then after that,
a little worried about this UTSA
my father
game.
just texted me.
Oh, yeah?
My father's listening to me, so he's just being my typical father. He's being funny, if you know my dad, Gary Campbell. So if you want some candy, Dad, you're going to have to come to parade. So, anyways, got a big game in Norman tomorrow. Tennessee visiting Oklahoma. Tennessee, I am very impressed with them so far this year, but they're not going to go to Norman and get a victory. But I think that game's going to be closer than people think. I really do. Tennessee is young, but they're a lot better than people give them credit for.
Talent.
There's a lot of young talent there, but OU's going to take care of them. But I think it's going to be a little bit closer than people think. I still think it'll be a runaway.
Yeah, I'd look for a kid named Jalen Hurd for Tennessee, 6'4", 230-pound running back.
Yeah.
Can run like the wind. And
well, here's an intriguing matchup for tomorrow. Tulsa goes to Florida Atlantic.
Boy.
Can you just flip a coin?
Yeah, if you want to.
Those are two really bad teams.
That could be a 13-10 game. And in this day and age of college football, that's
I picked
low.
Florida Atlantic. Coach took Tulsa. So
hey,
we were side by side coming into this week's picks. We were 3-0 to 3-0. So we're going to have interesting. Somebody's going to be ahead next week. I took Florida Atlantic. I took OSU and I took OU, and then Nebraska. I got Nebraska in there because he likes the Huskers. So I put Nebraska in as a bonus pick, and he took Nebraska over Fresno State. And I said, no way. Fresno State doesn't lose at home. They're not going to lose to Nebraska.
You're going to lose that one, Brock. Fresno is very bad this year. They lost a lot of good players.
You never know.
Including first-round pick
when you go to
Derek Carr.
When you go to Fresno State and you play there, it's tough.
Pat Hill's not there anymore. I don't know.
No, that's true. But he took the Huskers, and I'm just not confident in Nebraska. They almost got beat by McNeese State.
It's true. Agree to disagree on that one.
We've done that a lot in our career so far. But neither here nor there. We're getting ready to start the second half. Perry leads this one 32-7, and Crescent getting ready to kick off. Colby Mendenhall back deep to return for the Maroons. Braden Sweet and Brian Hatfield back there as well. There's the kick. It's right down the center of the field. It's going to be taken by Hatfield at the 20. He bobbles it. Now he gets it back 25, 30, cuts back to the right side, and it gets to the 34-yard line. That's where Perry's going to take over 1st and 10. They're going to start their first drive from their own 34-yard line. And we'll see who comes out for the Maroons. Let's see if we're going to have to dive into our roster. It still looks like the starters are out there, though. They are.
Yeah, probably I would say for the first drive, see how they go down and get a touchdown. Then we'll probably be getting deep into the roster, like you said.
Dawson Padilla comes out in the shotgun formation, flanked by Colby Mendenhall to his left. Two receiver to the far side, two to the near. He gets a snap. He's going to hand it off to, no, he's going to take it zone read himself, cross 35, 40, and knocked down about the 42-yard line, maybe the 43. And if that's the case, he got 9. Yeah, they are marking him at the 43-yard line, so 2nd and 1 upcoming for the Perry Maroons. Nice read by Dawson.
Yeah, definitely a little wrinkle, or not really a wrinkle, but a little different. Seeing
2nd and 1.
Dawson run the ball.
Padilla back in the shotgun formation again. Kobe Minhall behind him, gets a snap. Back to pass, throws short. It's caught by, that's Joe Rapp. Gets across the 50 and knocked out of bounds at the Crescent 45-yard line. That's a first down. Pickup of, let's see, 34. That's a pickup of 11 yards for Perry and a first down.
Good throw by Dawson. Set his feet well through a strike to Rupp.
1st and 10 for Perry at the Crescent 45-yard line. 4 receiver set. Gives to Colby Minihall. Good read. Zone read by Dawson Padilla. Gets across the 40 and falls down to the 37-yard line. Looks like we got a Crescent player injured, though. And we're going to have to take a timeout. Don't know who that is.
I think that's Haven.
Gain of 8 yards on the play for Dawson Padilla. I'll tell you what, we're going to take a break. You're listening to Perry Maroon Football on Triple Play Sports.
Yeah, that's a Haven. Dakota Haven. Is that 8 or 9 yards?
They give him 8.
It's a great play by.
That's a great read. I thought he gave it to Kobe, and I was like, Kobe's going to be dead in the water.
Yeah, Portwood made a nice play on the ball, but Dawson ran like you're supposed to. When he crashes down on the run, you hand it off, or you keep it and run.
And welcome back to Crescent, Oklahoma. Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw, and both teams to their knees. And as Dakota Haven, the injured player, and boy, nice gesture for Cameron Bennett. Comes all the way out to the middle of the field, gives the kid a fist bump, checks on him, see if he's okay. And that's the kind of coach we have here this year, Mike. And that's just complete class by Coach Cameron Bennett, and Coach Jello Fisher has been a complete class too here as well for Crescent. So I'm glad he's gonna. It looks like he's gonna be okay. He's walking off on his own power.
I think he got his bell rung a little. He was holding his jaw a little bit.
That's gonna be 2nd and 2 now, coming for Perry from the, what is that? 36-yard line. Back to passes, Padilla, short pass completed to Braden Sweet, 20-15, and he's wrestled down at the 15-yard line, and that's a first down for Perry. That's from the 26 to the 15, 11-yard pick. Actually, that's more than 11 yards.
It's a 36, so about a 21-yard gain.
That's a 21-yard pickup on the play from the slant route, Dawson Padilla to Braden Sweet, and boy, Perry is clicking tonight, partner.
They are firing on all cylinders.
1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. Back to pass, Dawson Padilla again. Short route to Austin Reyes down the side of down the line of scrimmage. There, he gets the pass completed. Austin Reyes gets up to the 13-yard line. We'll give him a pickup of 2, 2nd and 8.
Getting a little punchy in the booth.
I'm not used to calling passes.
We've thrown a bunch tonight, about 14 passes.
For Dawson Padilla under shotgun formation. Now he's going to check the play. 4 receiver set, 2 to the near, 2 to the far. Colby Mendenhall motions to the right now. He's flanked to the right side of Dawson Padilla. Gets a snap. Pass complete on the slant route to Joe Rupp. There's a flag on the play. Joe gets the pass completed to him, and he gets up to the 4-yard line. We'll check the flag.
Might be an illegal man downfield. Looked like Gottschalk was down the field a little. Nope,
it's a holding on Perry. That's going to negate the first down play. They'll see the holding at the spot of the foul for the Maroons. It was a 2nd and 8, and it's probably going to be a 2nd and 18. I'm guessing. Because if it's a spot foul, holding's right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, generally.
So we're going to call it 2nd and 18.
Replay, 2nd down.
2nd and 18 for Perry. Now backed up to their 23-yard line. Well, we'll call it 23.
2nd down, 20 for the Maroons.
They're calling it 2nd and 20 for the Maroons at the 23. Dawson Padilla in the shotgun formation, back to pass, throws a short pass to Austin Reyes, and he dropped it.
Pass is incomplete.
Dropped the pass, and he probably wasn't going to go anywhere. He had 2 defenders right there, number 9 and number 10 for Crescent, respectively.
Jenkins and Jones.
Eric Jones are right there to stop him. So it brings up a 3rd and 20 for the Maroons.
That was a zip.
Where's Braden Sweet? He's over there at the far side. This is Braden Sweet territory for the fade. Dosbady in the shot in the pistol formation. Back to pass. He's calling it. And short pass is
behind him.
Behind him. It tipped and it falls helplessly toward the ground. Thank God there were 3 Tigers around it that could have got the carom. So it's 4th and 20 for the Maroons.
Yeah, he had it. Dawson had him open there, just kind of threw it behind him a little bit.
Perry 1 of 5 on 3rd down conversions tonight. And they're going to
see here, bro?
20. I'm calling Braden. Where's Braden Sweet?
Looks like he's on the far side again.
He's on the far side again. 4 receiver set to the near to the far. Back to pass to Dosbady. There it comes. Here's the fade. Braden's going to have to go get it. He's going to be well short of the first down. He catches it at the 10-yard line, and he gets it up from the 23 to the 10. He got 13, needed 20, and that's going to be Crescent's ball.
Turned over on downs.
So Crescent will have the ball at their own 10-yard line, and that holding penalty, it just tells you right there that, you know, it was 2nd and 2 or 2nd and 8 from what was that, the 15-yard line or something like that, and then that holding call just negated that whole drive.
Yep, that's what you hate to see. Drive killers.
Bledsoe under center, gets a snap, hands it off. That's Black on the left or the right side. Gets up, maybe we'll give him the 11-yard line. Pickup of 1. 2nd and 9 upcoming.
On the kick.
Actually, that wasn't Black. That was Josiah Lovett. Actually, they did say it was Jareth Black. I thought it was Josiah Lovett, but it's Jareth Black with the carry. So 2nd and 9 upcoming for Crescent. Bledsoe under center gets a handoff to Jareth Black around the left side now. Gets across the 15, falls forward to the 16-yard line. And we'll call it a 3rd and 5 upcoming. So we'll give him 4 yards on the play. Started at the 10.
So was that Black on the play?
That was Black, yeah. Okay. 4 yards on the play.
Yeah, 1 on the play before, right?
3rd and 5 upcoming for Crescent. And Perry moved. Were they drawn? If they weren't, it's going to be offside. That was on the nose guard.
Hartwig.
Yeah, Spencer Hartwig, and it looks like it's on Perry. That's going to be a first down for Crescent. They're first at the second half with 8:56 to go in the 3rd period.
Encouragement on the defense.
That's Crescent's 5th first down of the ball game.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, 3 of them have been from penalty.
I believe you're right.
So it kind of shows how Perry's defense has performed.
Now Bledsoe gets a snap and a broken play, runs into his own player, tries to get what he could up the middle, falls forward. We'll maybe give him the 25, maybe 24-yard line. Yeah, they gave him the 24. Ball was at the 21, so give him a pickup of 3. So 2nd and 7 upcoming for Crescent. Actually, they gave him 4, 2nd and 6. Bledsoe in the shotgun formation, 1 back set, 4 receiver set, to the near, to the far, gets the snap, and he's going to call his own number to the right side. Garrett Byer gets him in his grasp and doesn't let him go. He might have given him a yard. I think they gave him a yard up across to the 25-yard line. They did, so it's going to bring up a 3rd and 5 upcoming for Crescent. Short 5, that is.
Note for the Crescent fans, Haven is fine. He's back in there.
They gave him
left
2
tackle.
yards, so 3rd and 4, excuse me, partner. 3rd and 4 upcoming for Crescent. Bledsoe now under center. 1 back set, 3 receiver set to the far side, 1 to the near. Gets the snap, and he fumbled it, gets it, and gets up the line of scrimmage, up the backside of his lineman, gets close to the first down, needed the 30, and he's nearly there. So it's going to bring up a 4th and 1 upcoming for Crescent.
I don't know if it's the rest wanting to get out of here early, got a dinner date, but the linemen are firing out early for Crescent, and they're not calling it.
7:26 to go in the 3rd quarter. Perry leads with some 32-7. No points so far in the 3rd period. As Crescent has a 4th and inches, they're going to go for it. 3 receivers set to the far side, 1 to the near, 1 back set. Bledsoe gets a snap, gets it. He's going to be hit in the backfield, driven back, and I think they gave him the spot. They gave him the spot. He needed the 30. I think he got it. It looks like it's going to be a first down from where they're spotting the ball.
Bledsoe on the carry.
Yeah, a bunch of players in on the tackle. Hatfield,
he was hit at the line of scrimmage, and he just churned his legs, kept churning and churning, and he got the first down. That's the first 4th down attempt they had, and they made it. So they're 1 and 1 on 4th down. First down for Crescent.
Give him 2 yards or just 1?
Give him 1 hard yard.
Okay.
Bledsoe in the shotgun formation once again, gets a snap.
Fumbles
it again, picks it up, under deep pressure, and he's getting sacked back at the 23-yard line by 3 Maroons.
Reyes and Hartwig on
Reyes and Spencer Hartwig converge on Bledsoe, getting back at the 23-yard line, and a loss of, a loss of 6 yards on the play.
It's the 3rd sack for the Maroons tonight.
2nd and 16 upcoming for Crescent. Bledsoe, shotgun formation again. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far. 1 back set. Shotgun formation. That's Black in the backfield. Gets a snap. And it's tipped and batted down, knocked down, but Garrett Byer almost had an interception as he tipped the ball at the line of scrimmage, and he had a man open, but those big paws of Garrett Byer got up there, and what'd you call him last week?
He's the road grader on offense.
Road grader got his paws up there.
Yeah, I don't have a nickname yet for him on defense. Call him the Manster, like Randy White for the Dallas fans out there.
3rd and 16 upcoming for Crescent. 3 receivers set to the far, 1 to the near, and Crescent moved in the backfield. No call. It's going to screen, and it's not even close to Jareth Black. It falls incomplete, and that's going to be 4th and 16 for Crescent.
Great awareness there by Byer. Byer didn't bite on the fake. He saw screen all the way. It's a tremendous effort by him tonight.
4th and forever for Crescent. Crescent is 0 of 10 on 3rd down conversions tonight. Back to receive the punt is Braden Sweet. In punt formation, or their pooch formation, is Damian Bledsoe. Gets a snap, and he kicks it right down the center of the field. Braden's got a good return opportunity. 36, 40, 45, cuts back to the right, and he's trying to get the corner. 50, still on his feet. A nice little move. Gets to the 46-yard line. So we'll give him a 20-yard return for Braden Sweet. And that's where Perry's going to take over 1st and 10 from the Crescent 46-yard line. We're going to take a timeout. You're listening to Perry Marine Football on Triple Play Sports.
Maroons take at the Tiger 47-yard.
47, so 19 yards.
Okay, we'll keep it right here as Perry brings out.
I hear it now.
We'll keep. That's okay. Dawson. Bring it back. Kobe Mendenhall, 40, 35, 30. Gets across the 30-yard line. And we're back. Sorry. Kobe Mendenhall takes it from the 46 to the 30-yard line. That's a 16-yard pickup and a 1st down for Perry. And that's just the simple handoff on the right side for the Maroons. That's been just doing wonders for Perry all night. 1st and 10 for Perry at the 30-yard line. Dos Padilla in the shotgun formation. 4 receiver set. Give to Kobe Mendenhall around the right side. Now trying to get the corner. Got a flag. He's got the corner. He's going to be hit out of bounds. Still going. Reaches for the goal line. For the touchdown. But we're going to have a holding for Perry back here at the 35-yard line, it looks like.
That's unfortunate.
That'll negate the 30-yard touchdown run. A hard touchdown run by Kobe Mendenhall. And it's going to be a holding back here at the 32-yard lines where the hanky is.
About a 40-yard swing there, partner.
And it is holding.
That's
good thing it is. It's 1st down.
True, but
it's still a drive killer.
It's another. I mean, this game could be something. It could be 40-7 right now, going on to go 48-7. Getting all of our starters out, getting our young guys some reps, and just little errors costing us some yardage and some points.
Actually, there were 2 fouls on the play.
Oh, we got 2 fouls.
We had a hold on the offense.
Holding on the offense, that's declined. A block in the back on the offense for Perry is accepted. That's a 15-yard partner.
That's why you take
That's why they declined the holding. So now you're back up 1st and 25 now. You go from the 30 all the way back to the 41-yard line.
That's a killer.
So it's a spot foul, so it's
1st and 25.
1st and 21. Spot foul. Dos Padilla in the shotgun formation, pistol formation, gets a snap, and he's going to be hit in the backfield and drop for about a 2-yard loss on the sack. As Crescent got to him, it's going to bring up now a 2nd and probably 23, we'll call it.
Like maybe communication error there. I'm not sure they had the
that play
on the same page.
Yeah, that didn't look good from the start. Loss of 2. So 2nd and 23 for the Maroons. Padilla in the pistol formation again. 5:25 to go, 3rd quarter. 4 receivers set, 2 to the near, 2 to the far. 1 back set. Padilla back to pass. Passes short on the slant behind Braden Sweet once again. It falls incomplete on the slant route on the right side. So it's going to bring up 3rd and Enid for Perry.
Brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, Dawson's a getting a little anxious. These last couple throws have been behind the receivers.
Well, Coach Cameron Bennett's gonna say, hey, we got to keep the metal to the pedal. Excuse me, in the third quarter, and we're not doing it.
Nope. No errors.
Padilla back in the shotgun formation, and Colby fumbles the snap, and it's picked up by Crescent right there at the 47-yard line. We're going to take a timeout. You're listening to Perry Ball on Triple Play Sports.
Come on.
On the fumble, 1st and 10, Tigers.
Middle errors are killing our drives.
Oh, crap. And welcome back to Crescent, as we had a play as we were in break, and it was a handoff to Jareth Black up the middle of the field, and he got maybe a yard, so we'll call it 2nd and 9 for Crescent at the Perry 49-yard line. Actually, we'll call it the 48. They got 1 yard, so it's at the 48. 2nd and 9 for Crescent. Bledsoe in the shotgun formation. Back to pass. Under heavy pressure. Passes, and he's going to have to pass it out of bounds and save his life. But under pressure, Austin Reyes once again, Luke Bulmer as well, as they got back in the backfield. We have a hanky on the field, so we got a marker down. That's usually in the area of holding.
I'd venture to guess it's your right partner. Boy, Bulmer has really stepped up today and played a great game for Bledsoe. Picking up your teammates.
But we've seen Luke Bulmer's progression this summer.
Right.
Not only getting bigger, but his football IQ. And boy, Coach Young has done wonders for him.
He really is, and yeah, you're right. His football IQ is very, very sound.
An eligible receiver downfield on Crescent.
10-yarder.
So is that a 10-yarder?
Yep.
That's a 10-yard penalty, and that's going to back Crescent up from 2nd and 8 to 2nd and 18, because that'll be a spot foul at the line of scrimmage.
Ineligible downfield. Offense, replay, 2nd down.
Replay 2nd down. It's only a 5-yarder.
5-yarder, okay. Well, that's so very often.
Back to 2nd and 13. 2nd and 13 upcoming for Crescent from their own 43-yard line. Bledsoe back in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers set to the near, to the far. Under heavy pressure again, and he's going to be sacked back at the 35-yard line by a host of Perry Rooms. And Bulmer and Reyes again knocking on the door and saying hello to the Bledsoe family member back there, and knocks him down to about the 36-yard line. That's a loss back from the 43 to the 36. Is that a 7-yard loss? Yes, it is. 3rd and 21 upcoming for Crescent.
Bulmer and Earl's getting great pressure on the edge.
Bledsoe back to pass again, trying the tunnel screen. He has his man right there, 35-40, and then he's touched down at the 40. Braden Sweet, good tackle in space, and Hatfield in there to clean it up as well. That pass was completed to number 22. That was Danny Portwood. That was a tunnel screen on the left side, read perfectly by Perry. And those are plays, Mike, that Perry has been gashed on in years past with those tunnel screens and those jet sweeps and stuff like that. They're in a misdirection. Very good job of staying home this year so far with this team.
Absolutely.
Now back to punt formation is Bledsoe in that pooch formation kick. And receiving the kick is going to be Braden Sweet. He's going to get it. No, he's going to let it go into the end zone.
In there.
And it's right at the goal line, and it's finally a touchback.
Oh, man.
Finally a touchback. Or did they mark it at the 1?
I think they marked it at the 1.
They marked it at the 1-yard line. And Perry's backed up at their own 1. The half-yard line, that is, to the PA announcer. So a little tiny 99-yard drive coming for Perry here, hopefully.
Yes, let's say maybe the longest play in Tony Dorsett with 99-yard run here. Let's see if we can get that going. Easier said than done.
3:18 to go in the third quarter. Perry leads us in 32-7, and their play starts at your truck.
Yeah, pretty much. They'll call the game from back there.
Mike is parked right behind the goalpost, and that's where Perry is, right there on the half-yard line. Padilla under center. Takes the snap, gives it to Garrett Byer, first man through. He gets maybe to the 3-yard line. Can't tell exactly. I'll give him the 3. Pick up 2. Brings up 2nd and 8 for Perry. And why not give it to the red green?
Yeah, exactly. When you're this deep in the territory, that's what you do.
Oh, you weren't on. Sorry.
How long have I been off?
I don't know. Sorry.
Oh, no.
It sounded good, though. I heard you. My bad. Back now, hand off to Colby Mendenhall, and he's going to be.
Oh, he fumbled.
Did he fumble again? And if he fumbled again, Crescent might have fallen on it at the 1. And as impressive as Colby has been tonight, I think the coaches are going to have to go with ball security with him after this week.
Yeah, we recovered it, but still, that's three potential fumbles lost for Colby tonight.
So now it's back to 3rd and 10. He lost 2 yards on the fumble. And he's just going to have to, he's a sophomore. He's going to learn. 2:17 and counting to go in the 3rd quarter. He's going to have to learn to hold on to the ball.
Who's that?
Padilla under center, gets a snap. Sweep to Colby Mendenhall around the right side. Hurdles a guy at the 5. Gets to about the 7-yard line. And, boy, that was a nifty move. But it's also a dangerous move, too, especially if you're having trouble with ball security. But he got 6 yards on the play, so it brings up 4th and 4 upcoming for Perry. And well, I don't want to see him going airborne if he's fumbled 3 times.
If he can help it, no sir.
And we need to keep him healthy too.
Absolutely.
So 4th and 4 upcoming. Garrett Byer will stand in his own end zone to punt against the wind, I might add. Back to receive. It looks like it's back to receive is Bledsoe. It looks like gets a snap, puts a leg into it, and it's going to be hanging up in the wind. And it's going to take a Crescent bounce back toward Perry territory, and it's going to be down about the 28-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the Perry 28-yard line for Crescent.
Man, about a 21-yard punt there. Tough going against the wind, though.
Yeah.
Crescent got.
That's his only second. That's his second punt, right? No, it's
his
4th.
Oh, I've only got it for 2. My bad.
Oh, no. That's right. It's his second punt. That was how many yards?
21.
Okay. Bledsoe back to pass now. Tunnel screen again and way high for his receiver intended over there to Portman, I believe, for number 22 again. And Portman couldn't do anything on that one.
No.
It's way too high.
6'5".
That was too high for Brett Skubanek.
That'd be too high for Hartley Dykes, partner.
So 2nd and 10 upcoming for Crescent. Crescent looking over to the sideline for the call. 1:16 to go in the 3rd quarter. No score in the 3rd quarter, but Perry leads this one 32-7. Bledsoe in the shotgun formation. 4 receiver set, 2 to the near, 2 to the far. He calls his own number, and he gets punched down hard. Bledsoe calls his own number, and a little temper's flaring a little bit. They didn't like how they took a shot at their quarterback there. Crescent didn't, but Bledsoe got knocked hard to the ground as he took his own number on the left side. Got 2 yards, so it's going to bring up 3rd and 8. Boy.
So I always say, if you don't like your quarterback getting hit, you got to block for him, ladies and gentlemen.
I didn't see who hit him, but
Like Hatfield came in and brought the hat.
Brian brought the hat and punched him down for a 2-yard gain. 3rd and 8 upcoming for Crescent. Shotgun formation, Bledsoe in the shotgun. Back to pass, looking short. Now he's going to throw the fade, nowhere near his receiver, incomplete. And that's going to bring up 4th and 8 for Crescent.
Great pressure off the near side edge here by Vollmer. He's been tough to handle all night. He's just been very quick off the edge.
The whole D-line, once again, has just been too much to handle for the Crescent line, period.
Their only big play, that 35-yard run, was a scramble. It was kind of a breakdown in coverage, and he got loose on the right side.
Exactly. It was all Bledsoe that did that, too, on that 35-yard. He was very shifty in that play.
Wasn't a designed play.
So. It was just an improvisation. Bledsoe back in the shotgun formation, 4th and 8, looking to pass. Passes short, finds LaRue. No, he doesn't. LaRue drops it, and that's incomplete. Perry will take over, and Perry dodged the bullet right there.
Yeah, it did, absolutely. And that's got to be the 7th drop tonight by the Crescent Tigers, not giving their guy any help tonight.
Perry has, let's see, they've got 10 first downs on the night. Crescent has, this will tell the story of the tape. Crescent's got 6, but Perry's got 10. Perry really hadn't needed first downs tonight.
No, they really haven't.
But they're going to come out 1st down and 10. 32 seconds to go, 3rd quarter. Perry up 32-7 as we're winding down the 3rd quarter. Dawson Padilla under center. Colby Mendenhall behind him. Gets the snap, hands it to Colby Mendenhall around the right side. Has the corner. 45-50. 45, 40, he's gone. 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and that's a touchdown. Another touchdown for Colby Mendenhall. A 73-yard touchdown run around the right side, and Perry continues to pour it on, and Colby is having a night except with the fumbles.
Yeah. That's the only
downside tonight.
Spot. Yeah,
But he got the corner partner, and he was all she wrote.
Yep.
With 20 seconds to go in the quarter, and Colby Mendenhall around the right side, 73 yards for the touchdown on that sweep that they have not been able to defend.
Matt Jones has been able to get out there and seal the wall of the defenders off, and Colby's just been running up inside him or behind him. Excuse me, partner. I cut into the play there.
Was that 2 plays again?
That was 1.
And the conversion is good.
That was 1. That's right.
Yeah.
73 yards.
Garrett Byer on the 2-point conversion, folks.
And Garrett Byer with the 2-point conversion makes the score 40-7 as we're just almost out of the third quarter. 20 seconds to go. And, boy, Caleb Mendenhall, what's his yardage tonight, partner?
293 yards, partner.
73 yards, 269-yard touchdown runs, and, boy, and an 8-yard touchdown run just for, just for good measure. There you go. And it's 40-7, and, boy, people that are just tuning in, they're like, Perry's put 40 points up? Yes, we have.
Yes, we have.
It's a new era for Perry Maroon football in the spread offense, and really haven't had to use much of the spread tonight, but when they have had to use it, it's looked good, partner.
Yes, it has. Absolutely.
Everything has looked good except the turnovers. How many turnovers does Perry have tonight?
We have 2, 3. Colby's got a couple fumbles, and Braden has 1 fumble.
That's right. That's one thing that they can shore up, and penalties have been pretty good tonight. They've cleaned that up from 170 yards plus last week from Blackwell. They've got 60 tonight. Crescent has...
You're right. They have cleaned up a little, Brock, but I would say they've had a couple drive killers that they could ill afford.
Crescent didn't add up.
I know. They've got 6 for 30. They're all 5-yard penalties for Crescent.
I wonder why they haven't added up. I'll have to figure that out. But Crescent has 6 penalties for 30 yards. Garrett Byer to kick off, and he kicks off down the middle of the field. And Crescent, another dangerous kickoff there. Jenkins, they finally fall on it. Jenkins there.
Tried to catch it in the air. That was interesting.
Over his shoulder.
Yeah, that was an interesting play. Let's just call it that.
So they'll take over from their own 41-yard line, 1st and 10 for Crescent. Perry leads us in 40-7 as we are almost out of the third period of play. 17 seconds to go. Preston, I did it again. Damian Bledsoe under center for Crescent. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. 1 back set, gets the snap, hands it off to Jareth Black around the left side, and he's stacked up and not going anywhere. He might have lost a yard. Actually, might have lost 2 yards.
So they've got Hartwig, Randall, and number 3, Scooby in on the tackle, look like.
There's a loss of 2 yards back from the 41 to the 38. Now we're going to give him a loss of 3, actually. Loss of 3 on the play, and that's the end of the third period. Your Perry Maroons lead this one 40-7. Come back, we'll have the 4th period for you. You're listening to Perry Maroon Football on Triple Play Sports.
I cannot believe they haven't played Shea Woodburn at all.
Is he a senior?
He's a junior.
Why are they not playing? He must have ball security issues.
He didn't look like it in the last game. He was in the doghouse.
It could be something like
that.
He's
a better back than Black is, in my opinion. He's right there.
They're thinking to keep Black as small as he is. They're thinking that he could pop out and not be seen. Which one is Wilburn?
25 down here on the sideline.
He's got good build.
Yeah, and they put what they do is they run a lot of screens, put him in space last week, and he got a lot of yards. I don't understand. He's got to be in trouble.
Yeah.
Make sure I turn it back on this time.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
Hog.
I'm sorry. I got to do this ad real quick. Welcome back to Crescent, Oklahoma. Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw. And I want to tell you that this game is brought to you in part by Devon Energy. And if I can find my paper, I will tell you, but I can't find it. So we might just have to leave that one out. I'm not going to be able to find my liner here for Devon Energy. Here it is. The game is sponsored in part by Devon Energy, who take pride in supporting local communities and events where they operate. Visit DevonEnergy.com today to learn more about how they're one of the world's leading oil and natural gas producers. Devon Energy commitment runs deep, and the pass is complete across the 50-yard line, falls forward to about the 46-yard line for Crescent. That's a first down for Crescent. And that was how many yards, partner? From the 38 to the 46.
14
yards.
16 yards, sorry.
16-yard play. Another first down for Crescent. And botch snap picked up by Bledsoe. He's trying to make the most of it, and he gets back to the 45-yard line. He's going to pick up a yard. After all that, as the snap was very bad, he had to come all the way back to the 45-yard line of Crescent to pick it up, and he got back to the 40. He got back to the 45-yard line of scrimmage. Actually, the 46. So
that's what he does best. He can, not best, but he's a very good improviser.
Now Bledsoe in the shotgun formation, 2 receivers set, the far and 2 to the near. And there's Crescent. They finally moved. He finally got it because I saw it right here. I think it was number 2 that moved for Crescent. Riley Wallace, I think he had a little too quick on his first step there. And you've been saying it all night,
He's been doing it all night. The old line has been doing it a lot too. Been firing out a little too early.
Ball start. Offense. Still second down.
Second down now upcoming, so it's going to be 2nd and 15 upcoming for Crescent. Almost 16, but it's 2nd and 15, probably 15 and a half. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near, 1 back set to the right, and he moved again. They didn't call it. Bledsoe gets it. He throws it across down the right side of the line of scrimmage. It's caught, but he's going to get back to midfield. Might give him 2 yards on. Actually, going to give him 3 yards on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 12 upcoming for Crescent.
Well,
and
Brock, we are deep in the roster.
That was completed to Nash Walker over there. We got some youngins in there.
Yeah, we got Logan Simpson in on that tackle, and
now Bledsoe back to pass, going to throw the fade, and his receiver, he had the cornerback completely turned around. It's complete there to number 2. That's Riley Wallace from the 48 to the 20. And that's a pickup of 28 yards on the play, first down for Crescent.
Correction on that last tackle was Bailey Burdick. I was reading the wrong roster.
And he had 22 turned around for Perry. That was Chandler Eberson.
Ball's on the ground.
Completely turned around. Now fumble, and Perry's on top of it. It's going to be a turnover. Perry's going to take over. 1st and 10 right there at the 18-yard line, and Crescent turns it over and gives it back to the Maroons. And that was Chandler Ebersol that was in on the play previously before that, covering.
Okay.
And let's see, they're going to bring some of the young guns in for the offense for Perry. And Dawson Padilla is still going to be the quarterback. Looks like Santoy Rhodes is coming in for the Maroons. And still trying to figure out the personnel receiver wide. We're going to come in for the Maroons. Here we come. And it looks like we're going to have some underclassmen. So I'm going to have to get my roster out. Dawson Medea still is going to be your quarterback. Santori Rhodes behind him in the I formation. Now we're going to have a timeout. And I think Coach Cameron Bennett took a timeout for Perry. And in fact, he did. We're going to take one with him. You're listening to Perry Maroon Football on Triple Play Sports.
Lowry's on the tackle on the last position, too. Zach Lowry on this one.
Okay. Be sure to give me all that before you leave, because I'm going to put it all in.
Okay, some of it was assisted, so
Hey, welcome back to Crescent, Oklahoma. Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw. Mike, we're seeing some of the young pups now in for the Maroons, up 40-7 as we are in the fourth quarter, 10:15 to go. Santoy Rhodes in there, Lowry in there for the Maroons. So we've got a whole new offensive line, it looks like.
Yeah.
Looks like you got Padilla still in at quarterback as well.
Yeah, Burdick's in there.
Or is he? No, Liam Clausen's in at quarterback now.
Oh, wow.
So we've got the JV team in right now for the Perry Maroons, it looks like. Destry Tovar over here on the near side. Far side's going to be Brett Skuvanek. Under center is Liam Clausen. He's going to get the hands it off to Santori Rhodes right up the middle. Gets across the 20, falls forward to about the 23-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of 5 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 5 for Santori for Perry Maroons.
That's what you like to see as a coach. You want to get everybody healthy, but if you want to get as many reps for as many players as you can.
Exactly. 2nd and 5. Good push there for the JV offensive line there on that first play.
Looks to me like Crescent still got their starters in. I see LaRue and Haven, all them.
Now Clausen brings them to the line of scrimmage. Under center is Clausen. Gets the handoff, hands it to Santori Rhodes right up the middle, and he just stopped running. That's one thing he's going to have to work on as a youngster. He gets across to maybe the 22, but I think he got back to the 23. Actually, they gave him 2 yards. 3rd and 3. A long 3. I didn't think he got anything there because I thought he was stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Good second effort.
They give it to him. It's 3rd and 3 from, I had my yard lines wrong, from the 27-yard line. I had my yard lines wrong. Sorry. It was at the 24 previously. Handoff given to Santori Rhodes over there on the left side. He's stacked up behind this line of scrimmage. Looks like he fumbled. No beanbag was thrown, and it's going to be 4th down and 3 for the Perry Maroons.
27-yard line, 4th down.
As they are 1 of 8 on 3rd down conversions tonight for Perry. But
sorry, partner, go ahead.
They haven't really needed to get the 3rd down a lot this evening, but one thing that they're going to have to work on too as well is the turnover.
Yeah, I think I said he fumbled on correction last, but he didn't fumble. It looked like the way the players were converging onto the ball.
Got the punt team out here. Garrett Byers going to have to come out here, and they're going to get a delay of game. But the good thing about that delay of game is you're punting with the wind. That's the good thing. So Garrett can still get a pretty good punt here.
And the reason for that is the JV. They don't. A lot of those guys aren't on the punt team, so that's a reason for that penalty right there.
There's the punt. High punt right down the center of the field. Taken at the 35-40 by Bledsoe. And good downfield tackle by Braden Sweet. And he's helped there by Brian Hatfield right at the 40. A 5-yard pickup on the play for the
at their own 41-yard line.
For Bledsoe, excuse me. And that was how much of a punt was that?
About a 43-yard punt.
43-yard punt.
The gross, not the net. But net about 36-yarder. That's still solid in high school football.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Barely see that at OSU.
So 1st and 10 for Crescent at their own 40-yard line. And Bledsoe gets a snap, throws it down the line of scrimmage to Wallace over there on the 40, catches it, gets up to the 45, gain of 5, and we'll bring up 2nd and 5 for Crescent.
So he was in on the tackle, partner?
I didn't. They only gave him 4.
A lot of youngins out there.
Gave him 4 on the play. So it brings up 2nd and 6 now for the Tigers. With 7:26 to go in the ball game. Perry leading 40-7. 3 receivers set near side, 1 to the far side. 1 back set. Bledsoe in the shotgun formation takes it, throws it down the line of scrimmage over there. Same play, right side, and he catches it, and he's quickly met. And I can't see that number for Perry, but he's quickly met and chopped down right there. So it brings up 3rd and 7. He might have lost a yard. No, they give him 36. So 3rd and 6 now.
What was the play? Sorry, I was looking down.
It was no gain.
Okay, for who?
For Crescent.
The guy who ran it, though?
I didn't see the receiver.
Oh, he caught it? Okay.
Now Bledsoe now takes a snap, calls his own number around the left side. Good play in the backfield for Perry. That's number 34. That's Jansen Hartwig. And he gets him back, way back in the loss from the 45 to the 30. Let's see, we'll call it the 37. That's an 8-yard loss. And 4th and long for Crescent. And that's a sophomore right there, partner.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's Spencer's brother.
That is Spencer's brother. That's
Hartwig
correct.
Boys.
He might be a freshman, actually.
I think it said sophomore. You were right.
Yeah, he is a sophomore, but that was great recognition and great staying home right there by the sophomore, Jansen Hardwig. Now Crescent 3 receivers set. They're going for it, 4th and long. Back to passes, Bledsoe. Passing down the line, center of the field. Had a man overthrown, incomplete. Passes incomplete, goes down on the ground, and Perry will take over on downs. 1st and 10 from the Crescent 37-yard line, and the JV offense will be back on the field for the Maroons and see if they can get a score. That'd be nice if we can get a score here.
Yeah, and this is one of The young kids are loving this. You love to get out there and play in a meaningful game. Yes, it's 40-7, but this is a big game for these kids.
Let's talk about our offensive and defensive players of the game, because we're going to need to get them up here to talk to us at the post game.
Well, I know who the offensive player of the game is.
Offensive player is going to be Colby once again. We can't have Colby every week. We're going to have to tell him that when he gets to have Colby Mendenhall will be the offensive player of the game. We need to figure out a defensive player. Give us to Nick Lowry up the middle, and he's still going across the 30 and drives those legs across the 30, falls forward to the 28-yard line.
That was Crow.
That's Crow, excuse me.
Freshman.
Clifton Crow, excuse me, on the carry.
20 yards?
It's 8 yards.
Wow.
Right up the gut, 2nd and 2 for the Maroons. And think about a defensive starter here, partner, so I can text Coach Bennett who he wants to talk to. Clausen under center, gets a snap, gives it back to Crow again, and he's still going. The pile's just pushed him forward. He gets across the 25, falls forward to the 24-yard line. That's another good gain. And a first down from, let's see, he was at the 28 to the 24. A 4-yard gain and a first down for Perry.
Partner, I'm going to go with Vollmer. He's got
Let's do it.
6 tackles and 1.5 sacks on the night, and he's been in the face of Bledsoe all night.
Let's do it.
How many yards did Crow get?
He got 4 on the play and a first down.
Very good run, kid. Love to see this. Love to see the young kids out there. Speaks to the depth of the program. Really does.
Gives to Santoy Rhodes up the middle, and he's hitting the backfield and drop for about a 2-yard loss. Right there, Dakota Haven on the stop for the Crescent Tigers.
Crescent still got their first teamers in. But as a team that generally, Class A, generally don't have a lot of numbers, so that's kind of expected. It's not like they're trying to do anything negative. They just have a number crunch.
And we've got 4:26 and counting to go in the ball game. Perry leads us in 40-7. They got the JV offense. He lost 1 yard.
Is that Rhodes?
Gave him 1 yard loss on the play. Yeah, Santoy. Clausen under center gets a snap, gives it to Clifton Crow, and he's still driving his feet across the 25. Falls forward to maybe about the 23-yard line. They're going to give him actually the 22-yard line. So that's going to be a pickup of about, well, we'll call it 4 yards on the play. So 3rd and 7. We'll call it a 3rd and long 7 upcoming for Clifton Crow. Or not, I said that again. It's upcoming for the Prairie Maroons.
Well, Crow is out there, so it's upcoming for him as well. Crow running hard tonight. I'm very impressed with the freshman.
3:43 and counting to go in the ball game. Perry looking to go to going to 2-0 on the year. Liam Clausen gets the snap, gives the Crow, and he's met in the backfield and stopped right there. He actually fumbled. And who got back on the ball? Is that another fumble? Yeah, Crescent recovered. And, boy, that's something that's just going to have to be shored up for Perry as you go deeper into the schedule and get into 2A District 1 as well. That's something that Coach is going to look at and probably stress, ball security drills and stuff like that in practice, definitely next week. So
I agree.
We're going to go ahead and take our other timeout, but we don't have time because Crescent's already gone to the ball and lined up, and Bledsoe's got him lined up in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers set to the near side to the far. 1 back set back to passes. Bledsoe passes short, finds had an open receiver. That was number 4. Josiah Lovett just overthrew him, incomplete. So 2nd and 10 upcoming for Crescent.
And again, like I said, Crescent not trying to do anything here. They're just trying to get some rhythm. They got a lot of young players, so they're going to keep their starters out.
You can definitely see the potential here for Crescent.
I agree.
This young team, more reps and more practice, they're going to be a good team.
Yeah, I think so.
Bledsoe in the shotgun formation, flanked by his back on the right side. 2 receiver set to the far and near. Back to passes. Bledsoe passes down the center of the field, and nowhere near it is Josiah Lovett. He was in the area, just couldn't get to the ball. Perry playing a cover 3, it looks like, defense, as we've got several people coming in for the Maroons. Ebersol going out, and we've got a lot of young ones, a lot of little guys out there. I can't tell who's all out there. I know Skuvanek's out there. It's 2s and 3s mixture now of 2s and 3s. Bledsoe in the shotgun formation, back to pass again, 3rd and 10. Still under pressure, throwing long down the field. He's got Skuvanek, and Skuvanek's going to interfere with him. That's going to be interference. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty, and Brett did interfere with him, and that was the right call.
It's the right call, but it's a tough play for Skubanek. He's been on the sidelines cold all night. It's tough to come in and guard a receiver who's been playing all night and is warm, and he really didn't make that bad of a play on the ball. He just had
he just got into his he lost
contact.
He lost recognition of where his man was, and by the time he recognized where he was into the receiver. And it's an easy flag right there, and he got him for holding, not pass interference.
I didn't know they called that in high school. I thought they just went with PI.
Illegal hold, first down for Perry. So that's only a 10-yarder. For Crescent. Crescent thinks it's on them. They keep backing up. Yeah, it's not on Crescent. It's on Perry. They kept backing up, and I don't know what they were doing, but they'll have the ball now at the Perry, or at their own 32-yard line. 1st and 10 now.
Yeah, I see Noah Hinkle out on the field there, partner, and Battles is out there. A lot of young kids.
Bledsoe back to pass once again. The shotgun formation, passing down the center of the field. Actually down, the center of the field. Good recognition there and good defense there by Brett Skubanek once again for Perry. That was a better play. He had a guy flanking down the right side line over there by the Perry sideline. He had one going down the center of the field, and it was neither one could had any way of catching that one.
No.
So it's another incomplete.
Got an 88 down here. Don't have you listed on the roster there, partner. I need to find the little boy there.
Yeah, I don't know who 88 is. I'm sorry.
Trey Hamilton in back in safety as well with Skubanek. So we got,
fourth and long for the Tigers.
It's Emery.
Hand off to Emery. He scrapes a couple tackles to the 40, 45, 50, 45, 40. Still going. Dump truck down about the 39-yard line. That's a pickup from the 32 to the 49-yard line. So 18,
30. 29 yards.
29-yard pickup and a first down for Emery, and he shook a couple tackles, and he was off to the races around the left side. And good run by Emery. Buzz Emery, they call him now. Is
old Buzz. Must really like astronauts.
2:09 to go in the game, and counting. Perry up 40-7. Come on, the 2s and 3s don't allow a score here. Bledsoe gives the handoff again to Buzz. Again, 44. Good tackle by 44. That's Lowry.
44 is Bocox.
Or Bocox.
Lowry's 40.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Bocox on the tackle. Chandler Bocox, that is. And Emery gets up across the 35-yard line. So we'll give him a pickup of 5 yards. 2nd and 5 upcoming for Crescent. Minute 40 to go. Bledsoe back to pass. He throws a really awkward pass, and it's going to be incomplete. That's one of the passes that just falls off your arm, and you're like, how did that happen?
Yeah. Like he had some grease on the pigskin. And
3rd and 5 upcoming for Crescent. Crescent has more first downs than Perry, but Perry hasn't needed many first downs tonight.
369 plus yard runs. No, sir. We haven't really needed them.
Perry's had 11 first downs. Crescent has, actually, they've had 10. I thought it's been pretty close. Back to pass shotgun formation once again. Bledsoe passes down the center of the field, intended for Josiah Lovett, incomplete. And it'll be 4th and 5 upcoming. This is the ball game. 1:19 to go in the ball game, and this is the last gasp for the Crescent Tigers, down 40-7. 4 receiver set, 2 to the near, 2 to the far. 1 back set. That's Emery. And Bledsoe in the shotgun formation. Actually, we got 1 receiver set, 3 receiver set to the far side, 1 to the near. 1 back set. They got away with another motion. Pass is off the hands, and I don't know how you can miss that. Riley Wallace is right in his paws, incomplete, and turnover on downs for Crescent, and that's going to be it for the Tigers. Perry's just probably going to take 1 knee, and it's going to be over. With 1:04 to go in the ball game, and Kevin, if you're listening, we'll stack if you want to play out of this break. Go ahead and play break 17 and 18 back-to-back, and we'll get caught up on our breaks, and we'll get to the post game. So 1:04 to go, and they just started to run the clock now as this game's history. So they're just doing a running clock as the JV comes back out, takes over on downs. Liam Clausen will bring him to the line of scrimmage. 40 seconds to go in the ball game. He gets under center, takes a snap, and he's going to give it to first man through. I don't know if that's Clifton Crow or not, but he's not going to go anywhere. No yards gained. It's going to be 2nd and 10, and that's probably going to be the last play of the ball game. Perry's going to go to 2-0 on the year. They'll host the Stroud Tigers next week, and Partner, it gets a little tougher next week. Stroud coming in, they're ranked in the top 10 of Class 2A. But Perry looks like they might be up to a task next week. You know, having their first home game of the year at Daniels Field.
It's a completely different atmosphere.
Different atmosphere. Liam Clausen brings it to the line. 7 seconds to go. See if we got another snap. We do. He gets it to Santori Rhodes. Actually, that's not Rhodes. There's a flag. That was Rhodes around the left side. There's a flag on the play. Play clock has expired to 0, and we'll see if there's a holding, and it's going to be declined. That's the end of the ball game. Your Perry Maroons win this one 40-7. Go to 2-0. Crescent falls to 0-2, and we're going to go ahead. We'll come back. We'll have the post-game show sponsored by Steve Womack Insurance Agency, Farmers Insurance, and we'll have stats and all that good stuff, and hopefully some guests up here and Coach Bennett. You're listening to Perry Maroon Football on Triple Play Sports. I think this worked pretty good. I think this worked pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a little tedious, but
yeah. I mean, if we can get somebody to do it, I would love that.
Well, so it's a text message.
Man, they got 22 incompletions.
Ouch.
Yeah, he ended up going 10 for 32, but how many drops? 10 at least?
At least.
Gosh.
At least.
They keep up in cash. They could do some damage in A, but
yeah. I'll put on here 40-7. See if you got my text. It failed the first time.
Okay.
And welcome back to Crescent, Oklahoma. Brock Campbell alongside I almost said it. I almost said Craig.
Still muted.
Alongside Mike Shaw, and the Perry Maroons are victorious 40-7 as they rout the Crescent Tigers. Go to 2-0 on the year, the early year, and then they're going to host the Stroud Tigers next week at home at Daniels Field. But we're going to go ahead and have the stats. Actually, I'll talk while you're still doing that. I'll recap the scoring here. The first quarter, as 2:04 left in the first quarter, Perry got on the board from their own 27, took 2 plays, 73 yards, touchdown run by Colby Mendenhall, 69-yard touchdown run, 2-point conversion by Mendenhall was good. With 1:04 left in the first quarter, Perry got on the board once again, started from their own 38-yard line, took 2 plays again, 62 yards that time, touchdown pass, a 57-yard touchdown pass to Drake Dell from Padilla, and that made this, and the 2-point conversion by Garrett Byer was good. That made the score 16-0 Perry, and that was the end of the scoring in the first quarter. In the second quarter, Perry got back on the board, 7:58 to go. Perry started at their own 20. That took 5 plays, covered 80 yards, ended in a touchdown run for 69 yards for Colby Mendenhall. Once again, 2-point conversion by Colby was good. That made the score 24-0. 6:49 left in the second quarter. Crescent finally got on the board. They started their own 43-yard line, took 5 plays, covered 57 yards, ended in a touchdown. Emory had a 3-yard touchdown run that was very impressive. Bledsoe's point after attempt was good. That made the score 24-7. 3:56 left to go in that second quarter. Perry had their ball at the own 45-yard line, took 8 plays, covered 55 yards, had a touchdown run. Colby Mendenhall, 8-yard touchdown run. Padilla, 2-point conversion was good, and that made the score at halftime. That was 32-7 at halftime. Perry led. Then the third quarter, the only scoring in the second half was Perry scored from their own 27-yard line, took 1 play, 73 yards. It was a touchdown run by Colby Mendenhall, 2-point conversion by Garrett Byer was good, and that made the score 40-7. That is the final 40-7. Perry wins it, goes to 2-0 on the year, and just impressive all around tonight, Mike. And
absolutely,
things that they shored up from last week, they shored up, but there's still some improvement that they gotta work on next week. And I don't know if Coach Bennett got my text message, but it looks like the players are going to the locker room, so I don't think he probably did.
Probably get all that stuff maybe next week. Be a little easier.
Yeah, it'll be easier on the road. We'll have a post-game show and all that stuff. We'll also be on TV next week, on the Penn Network. So we'll have the TV coverage for the pregame and the postgame. So that'll be fun. So we're going to go ahead and take our first break of the postgame. The Steve Womack Insurance, the Womack Insurance Agency postgame, brought to you by Farmers Insurance, and wanted to let you know that Steve, where's my other paper? Gosh, I'm just running out of papers here. I got too many papers here.
That's what Cheech and Chong always said.
I know. I got too many papers. But here it is. I want to let you know that the Prairie Maroon Post Game is brought to you by the Womack Insurance Agency. Farmers Agent Steve Womack. Womack Insurance Agency is located at 623 Delaware Street in Perry, or you can call Steve at 580-336-6300. Steve also invites you to visit his website at www.farmersagent.com/SWomack. Farmers Insurance, we've got you covered. And we're going to go ahead and take our first time out. You're listening to Prairie Maroon Football on Triple Play Sports. We'll do a quick stats.
Okay.
And then we'll take another timeout, and then we'll get out of here. Take another timeout, and then come back, and then closing comments. So 2 more breaks.
Okay.
Been a good broadcast.
I thought so.
Go ahead, after we sign off, save the broadcast.
Okay.
Just in case this doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
It still looks like it's recording, though. So.
I really don't. How would I do that?
You would hit stop.
And then file save.
File save as, and then save it in the broadcast file.
Okay.
And I don't know if I made a 2014 file, but if I haven't, make a 2014. Make sure you give me all your papers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, these are good.
I don't know why I just said that live liner. It's recorded. Duh.
What live liner?
The Womack Insurance Agency.
Oh.
It's recorded.
Oh, okay. So they heard it twice.
And welcome back to Crescent, Oklahoma. Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw wrapping it up for you. We're going to go ahead and go through the game stats for you. And Mike, why don't you go ahead and take it away. Give us a summary of what happened tonight. We'll go ahead and take another timeout after that, and we'll get out of here. So
Okay,
go ahead.
well, thank you, Brock. The stats really tell the story.
You're on.
Thank you. I had to make sure. Perry Maroon out 499 total yards of offense total offense to 127 for Crescent. We had 130 through the air, 369 on the ground with 3 touchdowns, 10 penalties, 75 yards, and the 3 turnovers are an area of ball security is always a concern, but the penalties, an area of improvement, and you can always improve that, and that's always a good thing when you can improve them. Perry had Crescent 50 passing yards, 77 rushing. They had that 1 touchdown by Emory, 1 turnover, 7 penalties, all 5-yard penalties. So my math's correct. That's 35 total yards. I don't have it right on there, but I'm pretty sure I just got it right. Anyway, individually, great individual efforts tonight. Colby Mendenhall.
Yeah.
Colby Mendenhall.
Beast.
He, last week before we were talking, I predicted 4 touchdowns for that game. Well, he made me look okay, 3 touchdowns, but tonight he did have his 4 touchdowns.
I might add he was the second leading rusher in the entire state of Oklahoma coming into tonight.
Really? Well,
he might have taken the lead.
He may have pushed into the lead, yes, because tonight he had 16 carries for 293. I think last week he had 193.
What's his average?
That's an 18.3 yard average.
Good grief.
With those long 69, 73 yard touchdowns, but he had 8 yard runs, 4 8-yard runs, a 16, a 13. Garrett Byer looked good tonight, 3 carries, 17 yards. Hatfield ran well at the end of the first half. He had those 5 carries for 22. And then the young kids got in there. Rhodes and Crow both got combined for 23 yards and 8 carries. So that's always good to see. And Padilla was 10 for 18 tonight with a long touchdown to Mr. Drake Dale.
What was his percentage rating?
10 for 18. That's 56%.
That's not bad. We'll take it.
And actually, it could be 10 for 17. I made a mistake, so even better. Sweet, four receptions, 48 yards. Great blocking out on the edge tonight. Dale had 2 catches for 60 yards. Reyes 2 for 6. And your cousin, Mr. Joe Rupp, had 2 catches for 16 yards, plus that big interception in the first quarter. So he played a great game tonight. And those are the stats. Back to you, Brock.
What about Crescent? Let's go through Crescent.
Oh, individually?
Yeah,
okay,
sorry. Go through them since we have some Crescent people.
Well, it was a rough one for Bledsoe. A lot of drops. I'd probably account for 9 to 10 drops. Mr. Bledsoe was 10 for 32, 50 yards. Had the INT. Ran the ball pretty well. He had 15 carries for 38 yards. Had that long 35-yard rush that he improvised and made a nice play on. Emery, on the other hand, had a great night. Three carries, 37 yards, and that touchdown. Receiving, Wallace was the leading receiver with 6 receptions for 34 yards, and you had Black, LaRue, Walker, and Babb each had a catch, plus Matt Portwood's brother. Danny Portwood, Matt's brother, had 2 catches for 18 yards. And the Crescent did recover 3 fumbles, so you could give them credit there, but I think a lot of that was our ball security. So those are the stats for Crescent. In a 47 game, that's kind of what you expect.
Well, and if people are listening to us from Crescent, I mean, don't get discouraged on your team. You got a young team,
Absolutely
you got a young, inexperienced team, but you got a lot of talent there. I was impressed with I did it again. Damian
Bledsoe.
Damian Bledsoe, thank you. I was impressed with Damian Bledsoe. I was impressed with him, his fight, his grit, his determination on some of those plays. When you get into Class A, you're going to see some of the fruits of the labor come forward with this Crescent team. They're going to still be a good, formidable opponent in Class A.
Absolutely.
But give credit to where credit's due. Coach Cameron Bennett, Kyle Young, James Landers, Coach Lindsay has got this team believing now this year. The attitude's different. This is what we saw in the preseason, the practices and the scrimmages. This is what you're going to see this year in the Perry Maroon squad. And I don't know if there's a team that can game plan for Colby Mendenhall and still stop him. I really just don't know if there is a team that it's on their game plan, that's what they're going to do, and they're going to stop him. I just don't think it's going to be possible this year. I really don't.
If you're going to go that route, you're going to need at least stack 8 or 9 in the box, and you're going to be susceptible with Dale and Sweet on the outside.
Well, that's the game stats. We're going to take one more break. We'll come back with our final thoughts, our closing comments, and preview next week's opponent, the Stroud Tigers. You're listening to Perry Maroon Football on Triple Play Sports.
It's going to be all you. I haven't watched them yet.
Okay.
I was watching the film, and that Nash Walker, number 7, he's their backup quarterback. He looks pretty good, too, and he's a sophomore. So, they might have – that'll be their need. They'll need to get a quarterback in here, obviously, that can throw. But – that's why I'm surprised at a Class A school going to such a spread, because you're not going to have a lot of guys that can throw the ball very well. Or big guys at all. 5'10" and 5'8" are their quarterbacks. I mean, yikes.
Get up. I got to stretch. We looked good tonight.
Yeah,
very good. We look like we can contend for district. If we play like that, with the exception of fumbles. What's that?
Yeah, it says, how do I just save this? I don't save as?
Yeah, save as.
So replace it
Oh,
then.
no. Don't replace it. Hit no. Get out, cancel. Just hit
save?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then hit continue. If you want to go ahead and start saving that, that's fine.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you don't need my closing comments. Just hit that X. There you go. And welcome back to Crescent, Oklahoma. Brock Campbell alongside Mike Shaw, wrapping this one up and putting a bow on it. 40-7 is the victory for your Perry Maroons as they go to 2-0 on the year as they defeat the Crescent Tigers here in Crescent, Oklahoma. They're going to be back in the friendly confines of Daniels Field next week as they host the Stroud Tigers. And Stroud comes to town ranked overall in the top 10 of Class 2A. It's going to be a more formidable opponent, but I think the things that we saw tonight here, Mike, I think this Perry Maroon team is up for the challenge. We're going to see what we're really made of next week as it's just going to keep getting harder and harder and harder and more challenging every week from here on out.
Right, absolutely. And but I believe if they plan with and live within the game plan, that they will be fine and go out and have a good game next week and put down the Stroud Tigers, home of unfortunately Kevin Bookout. Excuse me, Stroud. I'm sorry.
We want to let you know that the game next week will be 7:30. We will be on the air on PIN Network and on the radio station as well at 6:45. That we do the 45-minute pregame show. That's why we're on at 6:15 today. We'll be on the air on TV on PIN Network. I think it's channel 52. I will check that, but we'll be on the air at 6:45 on PIN Network and on 10:20 a.m. On your app as well as everything. The post game will also be on PIN Network, and the game will also be on PIN Network. They'll be taking our audio as well. So we're going to be on TV and on the radio. We're going to be everywhere next week. It's going to be exciting as we're partnering with PIN Network this year. It's going to be an exciting venture that we're taking on. But with that said, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. I want to thank our sponsors up and down the line that have been gracious to us this year for sponsoring Perry Maroon Athletics and football. I want to thank the Kevin McCoy back in the studio, our board op, for staying with us throughout the evening. I thank Jordan Woodworth, the station manager. I want to thank my partner here, Mike Shaw, for being here every night and helping with stats and color and all that stuff. Great insight as usual from a guy that's been on the gridiron as well. So I want to thank you there.
Back at you.
And thank you all the fans and the alumni that have listened to us tonight, and hope you've enjoyed the broadcast. And we're going to go ahead and sign off until next Friday when we come from live from the Daniels Field as Perry takes on Stroud next week at 7:30 from Daniels Field. Until then, we're going to put a bow on this one and say for the final time tonight, it was Perry 40, Crescent 7. You've been listening to Perry Maroon Football at Triple Play Sports Network. Thanks, Kevin.